Yeah, you're just getting insights into the process.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like almost like a documentary.
Yeah, and I'm now seeing into our process, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah, I wrote judgy and gross.
Yeah.
I don't even remember which one of us I was talking about, or both. What we've done here is taken a 50-minute recording we couldn't use and stretched it into a 2-hour, 40-minute breakdown.
And that's why we're the fucking kings. Yeah.
Boom.
What good is public
Like
presentation without self-critique? Because if you're not growing, then you're stagnating, you know? So I feel like we do have to, at some point, review the things that we make as a product and kind of give it a fair critique.
And make that a new product.
Yes, and then, yeah.
That way we're always reusing, reducing.
Our critique of ourselves will become the product itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that could have been done behind,
closed doors. But transparency, I've heard, is that's what gets the patrons going. That's what they want, is transparency.
Each door shut is a new door open.
No, because that would mean that we would do this behind closed doors.
Oh.
Every door opened is...
used to be closed.
Yes. Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Anytime a door is open, guess what it was before that? Probably closed.
Closed. And we're the door openers right now.
Unless it's a revolving door, which is in a kind of stasis.
Which in and of itself is simultaneously closed and opened.
Yeah.
But we'll leave that one to the philosophers to figure out that one.
So, yeah, we recorded an episode and then, I don't know, it just wasn't perfect like our normal episodes.
Yeah.
So then now we're going to kind of break down what went wrong, add to it to fill it out, because we also didn't hit our time that we'd like to hit. It was like a 50-minute podcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to simultaneously learn and flesh out based on this footage.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
And now realizing, if you're an audio listener, you probably won't know what's what at certain times, because even I, in this call, pressed play on the video on accident at one point and thought Sam was asking me a question.
Well, that's why Stalt's going to add a little pausing noise so that you know when we're going to pop in. Yep.
Or should we use voice changers so that we sound like the Riff Tracks puppets or something?
Nah.
Okay. Well,
voice changers are funny for like 35 seconds, and then you're like, okay, stop.
My friend got a Go XLR, and he's not realized that 35-second threshold comes quick, and he's been pressing those little buttons on those little FX buttons for about 4 weeks now, and this guy sounds like Darth Vader. Awesome. Why don't you go fuck yourself, dude?
Dude, that's how I feel every time like you play Skyrim and one of the Daedra talks to you, or like any of like the gods, and they always have like these grumbly low voices that take forever. I'm like, dude,
like Stolt.
Just fucking spit it out. Yeah, like Stolt, talk all slow. It's like, come on, dude. You can speed this up a little bit. But you want to start this thing?
No, not really. No, every time listen, this has the potential to be horrible, guys. But potential can go any direction. So why don't we get it started? I guess, we can see, I think it started okay, but I guess it's not up to us. Do you want to do it? Do you want the honors?
No, my hands are on my lap.
Okay. So now this is going to be the second intro of the episode.
Forehead Fables podcast. First episode of the month. This could be exciting. We could have a lot stored up.
We could have.
Pause.
See, and I don't like that they're talking about what they could have done and they didn't do it. These guys are unprepared assholes.
But us?
Yeah, but us.
Right here, the paused guys. We came prepared with this to critique. So we're like the most prepared we've ever been, arguably.
I would getting pissed off at what they just said, though, because what do you mean you could have done prep? And sure, the plan is like we're going to meet in person in like a week. So I think these guys just relied too much on that element and didn't plan for the first episode of the month, which it's like 3 strikes. You know, you get 3 pitches or whatever, 3 episodes a month. That's really not a lot. Like, you should make sure each one's good. And these guys, they don't seem to care about that first one every month. And then sometimes they don't care about the last one. So, like, where's what? Just a sandwich with no good bread but good meat? Like, what? It's not even really a sandwich.
Yeah. I've heard the second ones can't be too hot sometimes either.
Yeah. Well, it would be shocking if a sandwich had a really good middle part and really, sometimes you have to, you know, it's like, well, would I put Wagyu beef, you know, between these rotting pieces of bread?
Yeah.
Or would I put some Oscar Mayer, you know? So, yeah, anyway, these guys are already pissing me off, and it's been about 10 seconds into the episode.
Started.
Play.
Or we could be shooting from the fucking hip, you know? You never know with us. But in reality, you know.
You know.
You know deep down in your heart, there's not a lot of bullet points on either of these lists.
And you hope for more, and you wish for more from us. Probably not for us, but.
I actually got a very touching email.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's start
I'm
with
going
that.
to start this off with it's a good email.
And then we'll
pause.
See something they could have said there that would have been funny is something like touching email. Hope it wasn't from your uncle or something, you know, like, I don't know. Let's get the next version of me from the further future to go ahead and correct that one even more. Cause as soon as I said it, it's not that funny.
Yeah.
So
play.
Segue naturally.
Yeah. It's affirmations for the podcast and guest suggestions.
Okay.
This is from this guy named Eric. He says, I hope
Eric.
this email finds you and isn't just skipped over. I want to let you know that I love the podcast. Seriously, the only podcast I can actually sit through and love listening all the way through. Maybe not every episode is great, but that doesn't keep me from loving the show. That's the mentality we want the rest of you to kind of maintain.
Yeah.
I watched the last episode, and I know y'all like to rag on yourselves, and it is funny. However, I want to let you know that you're doing a great job. Maybe every episode can't be a banger, but that doesn't mean that every episode ain't good in its own way. He does keep emphasizing that not all of them are great.
We need to increase our self-confidence, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not all even good. Okay, maybe some of them are awful, but it's worth it.
Pause.
Hold on. It seems like we've fallen into almost the exact same conversational flow as this old episode, in that we started with being like, oh, some of them suck. And then we go, well, you know, we should be more positive. This was recorded 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And we haven't increased. And here we are actually doing a live critique.
But we did touch on, you know, not every episode is great, but sometimes the concept itself is worth investigating.
And fighting for.
Yeah. So this self-edit, this self-riff track of our own shitty product, I think it might have legs.
I think this could be what Eric was talking about.
I think so. Yeah.
Eric was basically said, you guys are awesome. Doesn't matter.
Is that what he was saying?
I don't know how to rewind on this, but he said something in the email about it.
I think he said,
doesn't matter what you put out.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
And then old Poob's like, oh yeah, not every episode can be good. Okay, dude, why don't you try fucking harder? That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but some of them are. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I can't stand this guy, to be honest. I don't like his attitude. I guess we'll keep playing it. Eric, just what a great
By the
email.
way, I do just want to say before you start this again that oftentimes I get emails from people where they're saying like, oh, I have a hard time starting a YouTube channel or a podcast or whatever because I don't like hearing myself talk. Like when editing.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. Never easier. Doing this, listening to myself do a podcast might be as close as I've gotten to that agonizing feeling of listening to myself in a recording for the first time.
It's like being scratched, like a very long scratch down the top of my head all the way to the bottom of my heel.
Yeah.
It's not painful in a traditional sense, but it's
unsettling.
agonizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then knowing that if I ever watch parts of this podcast, there's going to be two of me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting exponentially worse. But don't know, could cause some sort of psychosis.
Yeah.
Some sort of psycho freak out. Speaking of psycho freak out, I went to a concert the other day, and it's interesting the things that can really set you off as a person, you know. This has nothing to do with any of this, but you know, no, it's not relevant, but this is something that I need to get off my chest.
Hey, hold on, let's pause this episode. I gotta tell you about a concert experience.
I gotta tell you about, you know, something that happened to me that turned me into a passive aggressive monster.
Okay.
It's at a concert. It's good, you know concerts. They're loud.
Yep.
They got music playing. Everyone knows that much about a concert. Indoor venue, but still huge. And this guy comes over to me and my friends at one point and goes, "Hey, could you guys be quiet? I can't hear the concert." What?
Yeah.
You can't hear you would think we're screaming, okay? We're sitting there talking like, "Hey, oh my God, this," you know, okay, granted we weren't talking about the concert, but we were talking about other things just as important, like the future of this world, you know, and stuff. Just real, like, big topics. We were maybe a little loud, but that single comment being verbally shushed by a man that was, I don't know, just looked like a fucking bitch, dude. And then he stood 1 foot away from me. "I got an idea, buddy. Why don't you scoot over a little bit, okay? You don't want to hear my voice? I don't want to hear my voice." And then the rest of the concert, every time there'd be a cheering part, I'd just look right at him and go like, "Yeah!" and like scream as loud as, and like, and my friends are like, at the end of it, because I don't know what, you know, grudge bearer, guilty. But I'm like, what a rude way to come out, you know, like publicly. He waited till the quietest part to be like, "You guys are being too loud." Now it's not just like a little like, "Hey man, would you mind tuning it down?" It's like, "Hey, everybody around us, look at these loud assholes." There are people literally screaming at this concert at every moment. You know, it's like, you gonna go get them now?
Is it a seated concert?
No, it's GA. And we're near the back. Like, we are not in the thralls of it.
Well, if it's not seated, tell them to fucking skedaddle.
Well, see, but this is where, you know those moments.
You can't hear, move closer.
Every guy knows this. Probably every woman. I don't know, but guy burns you, and then the rest of the day you're like, what should I have said there?
Yeah.
What could I have done? But it's almost like this. It's like, what could I? If I came back in a recording, what would I have said? And at the time, I was just like, oh yeah, my bad. The rest of the concert, I'm like, I start going down this psycho spiral of thinking I have a really funny bit where every time it gets really quiet, I'm like, damn, did I remember to bring my real gun from real life? And my friends are like, no, you didn't. I'm like, damn, I wish I had my real ass gun right now. And then they're like, dude, you were like, you can't say that in a concert. I'm like, it's like, no one's going to give a shit. Next day, the regret of like how many times I verbally was like, oh, I could have sworn I had my real ass gun with me. Because in my head, I'm like, that's funny because like that's something clearly a guy without a gun would say, you know?
Yeah.
Be like, God, I wish I loaded my real ass bullets, metal, put in my gun so I could kill that guy. He's hearing this all, you know? He's like 2 feet away. I'm thinking I'm like really getting in his head. After the concert, the guy's gone in 1 second. My friend's like, yeah, I'm like 100% sure that guy was autistic. I did not pick up on that, but I wasn't fully there mentally. But then I'm like, oh, I really hope not. It's like maybe he was just overstimulated and was like worked up the bravery to be like, can you guys keep it down? Yeah, I'm stimming now. And then the rest of the concert, I'm going, yes! Right in his ear and going, man, I wish I had my real ass gun right now. Because he was gone about 0.5 seconds after it ended. He
got up and put on his full arm crutches and dragged his legs away.
He unhooked from the meat hook and got in his wheelchair. I don't know, but after that, I'm like, the shame of, I didn't just stoop to his level. I went like pretty deep below him.
Yeah.
For just something so petty. Why does that have to bother me? What's wrong?
What's wrong
me?
with that? I mean, if someone comes at you and does something to agitate you, I don't see. People always say like, don't stoop to their level. It's like I want them to think I didn't realize the floor went that low when they get a rebuttal from me.
It's true. I just don't want to like.
I want
to be that person.
Oh, you don't want to be that person. Okay.
When I look back at my night, I'm like, should I have spent the whole time screaming in that guy's ear after he shushed me?
Well, I kind of have a similar experience that will be brought up later in this episode as a follow up.
From past you?
Yeah, from past me.
Current you.
No, well, past me will talk about something, and then I will pause it, and then and then we'll loop back to this. I hope the audience is keeping track of this, like Memento, maybe Inception, where they're keeping track of which reality.
We'll be doing little quizzes at points. We'll pause and go, "Which one am I?"
Who's talking to you right now?
Who said that story?
Yeah.
Old me?
We should have worn the same clothing.
And I know that would I'm close. I mean, I've got the hat. I just need the hoodie. But it would be funny to even after this is done, slip in like a future version of us that's like a robot. Like, they shouldn't have said that. That guy listened to the podcast and reported him to the authorities.
Yeah.
For brandishing a fake real gun. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to work on that, guys. I'm going to work to be, not let little things. I might at one point get rid of my grudge log. Just like baby steps to becoming like a person that can go, shush me. You know what? Doesn't matter. Instead of shush me, man, I wish I had a gun to blow this guy's head off. Not like I wouldn't actually kill him, but if I had a real gun, I'd tap him with it. I put it in the back of his head and say, "Can you hear this?"
Ding! Just have him hear the firing pin.
Just rolling the bullets in my hand. Oh, what is that? 44s? Those sound big. In my tiny little hands, this thing looks like it's a fucking people killer. Yeah, it looks like a people killer. Man, if I shot a raccoon with this, its whole body would probably explode. I'm sorry, was that too loud, buddy?
Dude, that would be so cool if you ever you conceal carry. And then you also just have a Photoshop picture of a raccoon's just its legs standing, and then just
smoke trails coming up.
yeah, this is a picture of a fucking raccoon I shot with this thing. Now imagine what it'll do to you.
You're thinking, well, I'm not a raccoon. I'm a human that's way bigger than that.
Yeah.
But this was the biggest raccoon I've ever seen.
As you can see, there's a car for scale, and the car is like that big next to it.
Those aren't my Hot Wheels. Those are my real ass cars. I've got probably 50 of them, and I keep them in a big carrying case that looks like a racetrack. And you know what? Why not money spread? I had no cash on me that night, but there's a lot of things. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I do want to be evil. I want to think about 1,000 ways I could have tortured this man.
I'm telling you, it makes life so much better if you just, because people like that at a concert, you're never gonna see that guy again. So you really
I hope so, because he was quite large.
Yeah, like what does it matter? What does it matter? That's why I'm like, I don't care on a vacation. I'm never gonna see those people again. I'll do whatever. Yeah,
but it's shrinking, but there's a little tiny angel on my shoulder. It sounds like an ant going, well, but yeah, shouldn't you even at least just try a little bit to be nice? I go, you know what, I should.
Yeah. Well, I'm not mean to people. I fuck with people. It's the difference. Yeah.
You're really good at it, and I feel like it comes very honestly to you. And like you're good at just being like bad. You're like a bad person.
You're good at being bad.
For me, it's like it's just so unnatural.
It's hard,
to threaten to kill that guy and then scream in his ear. And I also really hope, if you're out there, dude, I hope you're not autistic, or do I? But I hope, because that really makes me. That would take all my moral, what small ground I have in my head of being like, well, he started it.
Yeah, and if you are listening to this, autistic man, next time something's loud, you can move away from those things. You
Maybe
do
don't
have
go to a concert.
Yeah, you do have agency over your own actions. You can't just like relocate to a different area of the
It wasn't
concert.
even incredibly packed near us.
Oh, okay.
Lots of opportunity to just slip over 5 feet.
Yeah.
We weren't even in the middle. It's not like I'm making you lose prime real estate here. And I think it triggered a little bit. Like it brought, because literally last time I went to that venue, I've told the story, I had to leave halfway through the concert because a woman with a cane kept like creeping closer and closer to where my friends and I were standing, and then would like bump into my friend and be like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." And we were like, "What are you like? You're off your rocker, okay? You're getting closer and then getting mad about it." And I was going into this concert going, if I see that woman with the cane, I've planned about 50 things I could say to her now.
Sit in a circle around her.
Yeah.
So she can't get out.
Take the cane, beat her to death. And it's like, now I was just looking for an opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that kind of guy. Because normally when I drink, I'd just be like, beautiful sweater, man. But this time I wanted to like grab a little thread on it and like unravel it around his body. Probably show a 6-pack. Oh my God, he looks better than when he had the sweater on. Oh, quick. And then I pull out my needles and stitch it back around him. No, that's ridiculous. Okay.
All right, yeah,
So,
hit play on that.
I forgot there's, well, let's see what the other podcast is up to.
Play.
Well, then he has little laser focus, like he has something to say to
Don't
me,
remember
and
what
then
they
he
were
has a
talking
follow up for something to say to you. He says to General Sam, love your content. I watch every video that comes out. Been a viewer of yours for 4 years. I hear you talk about perfecting your craft and trying to make sure every video you get out is just right. But honestly, you could put out slop content and it would be better than what most YouTubers and streamers produce. So go ahead and drop a slop video once in a while. I do, by the way.
This guy's like,
You don't have to tell me, dude. I do. There's some that I put out that I'm just like, I feel like this is sliding out of my asshole and onto the internet.
I don't know
There's
if this
no
is a
way.
helpful email. It's just like, you guys just keep doing nothing.
Just keep doing exactly
I'll
what you're
keep
doing.
watching and pay. Thanks, man.
Yeah. I'll continue to expand your platform, and I would love to see you take on some more artistic projects like stop motion and small movies.
That would be cool.
That
Stop
would be
motion.
cool. Yeah. And to P Sam, that's you.
Okay.
Love your content too. Desperate for you to upload more YouTube since I don't catch your streams. Don't stress though. Just put out more content. Don't have to be specific. Just get it out there. Also, just show your family what you do. Stop hiding it. Nothing to be ashamed of. You're doing what you love, so be proud of it.
Pause.
Okay, sorry. One more quick pause. Stop. You love that sound effect by now. At this point, I'm like, yeah, I should tell my family at some point. Listen, I've been glossing over it for a very specific reason, but the cat's out of the bag on half my family's side. They all know now. And I'm terrified. And I keep forgetting that. And I keep talking about how I want to kill people and how, all these things. But I'm gonna try to keep forgetting so that it doesn't stop me from talking about what I love. And I do have plans in about a week. So you might even see this. I think I'm gonna have to reveal to my father the podcast because my mom knows, and it doesn't seem really fair because I think my dad actually likes podcasts. So I'll probably tell him while we're on vacation. And then see how that goes. So thanks, Eric. I will be doing that.
I was very upfront with my family when I started.
Well, it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, I just told my grandma straight up. I was just like, hey, I do have like a internet show. She doesn't really get what the internet is. And I was like, and I make like videos for a living, but you can't ever watch them. And she was like, why not? And I said, because I use curse words, Grandma. And I know I'm not supposed to. And I know you think I'm evil for that, but they're funny sometimes. And you can't watch them. And so like, she's like, what kind of videos do you do? And me and Zach went hiking, made a video together and stuff. And then she was like, I'd love to see that. I was like, you can't, Grandma, because on account of you don't like the curse words so much. And she was like, do you curse a lot out while you're hiking? I was like, that's all we did. We left society to go out into
Not
into
much
nature.
else to do.
Yeah, it's those are the best
I
words.
shit my pants a bunch, Grandma. You old kook, you want to watch that too? Yeah.
You sicko.
Why
And
are
guess
they
what?
so nosy?
When you shit your pants that bad, you don't go, oh, I doo-dooed in my pants. You say, I
everybody?
shit right in my pants.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking pissed.
I think I had some sort of butthole extraction going on.
I defecated. Defecated
What's
right
more
in my
eloquent? Yeah, that or, oops, I shit my pants.
Yeah. So I was, you just got to be straight up with them. And then if they say, hey, this isn't cool what you're doing, be like, you don't have much room to talk. Okay. Most people have shitty stuff in their life too. And that's when you, Poob, you take.
Wait, current me or old me?
Current you.
Okay.
You take that negative side of you that you tried to bury. And if they come at you with any sort of retort about how what you're doing they don't like, you just take some dirty little thing about them and you throw it right in their face. And you say, how about how I feel about how you do that?
Yeah. I go,
Yeah.
how about I put your name in the grudge log?
Yeah. Hop off my sack, Dad.
And then
And they will.
in a couple weeks, I'm going to have a really good retort build up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to say it one day if you say the first thing you said again. If you say it exactly how it was, I'm going to have, well, here we go. Perfect reply in my Rolodex. Dad said I am gay. Okay, well, you are, Dad.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah.
Pops.
Guess the apple didn't fall far from the gay tree, huh, Dad? Oh.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not. No, you. Yeah, no, actually, I think they're like incredibly supportive so far. It was really funny though, because my mom found the podcast through Google and stuff and like research.
Yeah,
like natural.
Yeah, through Google.
That's what we're going with. Yep.
Okay.
And one day I'll tell you guys the truth, but there's some reasons I can't currently. But it's through Google. I think she Googled Sam podcast finally and went,
Yeah.
oh, whoopsie daisy, that was easy. And the first episode her and my stepdad listened to, God, it's really scary remembering. They could be listening right now.
Yeah.
Was the Jason Kingsley episode.
Oh, okay. Thank
And
God. Oh my God.
They said this is actually a lot more scholarly than we imagined. We thought it was going to be like dumb. The way you're so worried about it, we thought it would be like inappropriate.
Yeah.
And it's actually like very educational.
That's awesome. Yeah, we should
Is
sit.
it awesome? Because then it's like also like, whew, good episode to listen to, but don't get that.
Don't
idea.
ever check it out again. Yeah.
Yeah, I said you can watch just that one over and over and over. You're gonna be like an expert.
Well, you can do Told in Stone.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
a Wendigoon episode.
Maybe. I'm gonna have to go back through even Told in Stone because I'm like I'm gonna curate like bits from episodes and maybe make them a mash where it's like here's 4 hours of me just being like good one and like yes I concur, like a super mash of like my greatest hits of not funny jokes.
And just family friendly.
My greatest sits where I sit down and listen to Sam and Brian. Probably no Brian. Probably
a lot of Brian.
A lot of clips of Brian.
Yeah. We could probably, from the earlier episodes especially, we could probably get just a compilation of you with your arms crossed going, I don't agree with that. Yeah. So it'd still be vulgar, but then you'd just be like, no. Because you were more of like a voice of reason during those days.
Well, there's a lot more unreasonable things being said.
Yeah. Now I keep it for Discord chat.
Yeah.
Now I realize this pussy doesn't
that.
like that stuff.
Yeah. And then I said, run that money, bitch, and I'll pipe down. Okay, whatever. I guess my convictions out the window. No, yeah, I don't know. So I'm excited. I'm actually not excited. I don't know why I said that. I'm terrified to show my dad because he'll listen to like every episode. Hey, Dad. It's me, your baby. So anyway, Eric, yeah, you'll be happy to know that because I didn't bring that up at all in this past episode. And then I immediately was like, why didn't I bring that up?
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. Old us.
Play.
Thanks, man.
And then he then suggested some people that would be good guests. And you know what? Some of them I would like to think are outside of our wheelhouse, or not outside of our wheelhouse, outside of our scope.
Eric
of
told
what
us to believe in ourselves more. There is no one outside our scope.
That's, you know what, I'm starting to think that. I did see a video of Jacksepticeye on a podcast, and it was like a podcast with like 100 subs, and they were like, why did you come on here? And he's like, you guys grossly
Nobody
overestimate how many podcasts I get invited to. He's like, this is like the first one in years. And that's Jacksepticeye. He was the voice of an entire generation.
He's still you still know the name, even if you don't know what, what it's from.
Dugo was telling me to get Stavros on here, and I was like, there's no fucking way. And then this guy suggested, he was like the Forgotten Weapons guy. I would love to have the Forgotten Weapons guy. You don't know him, but I have watched so many Forgotten Weapons videos.
Then let's get him on.
Ian McCullen or something is his name. He's a cool guy, and he's got a great ponytail.
Not funny. And we could talk about, I'd love to talk about weapons. It's old mate.
Yeah,
I'm talking.
I think the weapons that we're into are not the weapons he's into.
I'm into weapons that aren't out yet. I'm into
weapons like a club with a bunch of spikes in the top of it.
Yeah.
You know, like cavemen, like medieval cavemen style.
Nunchucks that got gunpowder in them.
Yeah, nunchucks that are actually just 2 sticks of dynamite tied by the fuses.
with a bullet on the end. So when you hit him in the side of the temple hard enough, it pops.
Yeah.
Throwing stars with little bullets on them. I can keep going. Kunai with a small bullet on the end. So when it hits the heart, it pops.
It's like a bunker buster. Yeah, it like embeds in them. Then you walk away. And then, then they start ballooning and blow up.
A knife on the end of a drill. A bullet on the end of a drill. So you bury it into him. You drill it into him. I could talk about
what I
different
like about
ways to torture
the Forgotten Weapons
forever.
guy is that he's not like a they're gonna take my damn guns, and this is how you put a shotgun on the bottom side of your couch in case someone walks in. He's not like that type of guy. He's like, this is the engineering that went into, like, he's an engineer, I think, is really like where or like maybe into machining. And you can tell he really likes to tear them apart, and he goes like, oh, that's how that happens. But he gets like old what are those called?
Weapons?
Experimental weapons that kind of, they've made like a couple of them, and then they realized it was a shitty idea. And so he gets like rare firearms from this thing called like a Rock Island auction house.
Oh, so he actually owns them?
No, he doesn't own them. He goes to the auction house and he works in conjunction with them. He's like, this is a crazy firearm they have. If you want it, they're doing an auction on it at Rock Island Auction House. And so I think he maybe has like a partnership with them or something. But he's also gone to other countries and he like goes to their armories and stuff. Honestly, he's like Wikipedia for guns, but online. Very cool guy.
But online, unlike Wikipedia, which is, you have to go to a library to get.
Pause.
That was a great burn by me.
Yeah.
And actually, are you on your phone right now? This isn't time off.
No, okay. I'm just writing on a notepad, and I wrote a little note here because, you know what? Why not do this? Why even do it unless you take it as a learning experience? You know, it's like
sorry.
It's like a self review of a podcast. So I have one note here that I've written so far. It just says, "I hate the way I speak. Work on that."
Okay,
cadence, the pauses I take, very irrational pauses in the middle of my sentences. Lots of lots of I just need to work on that. That's kind of fucked up. I don't like the way I sound. I don't know how you guys listen to me. I don't know how you're my friend. I don't know why Abby sleeps with me. I don't know why my kids respect me. Well, I don't know.
Not the intention of this, but get out of that doom spiral.
Yeah, a lot of me not liking the things I hear. That's okay.
I think we say like too much, which is just a problem with our generation.
That's just a problem with humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like stupid as shit. And I just wanted to apologize for trying to call you out for being on your phone, and you're actually doing the opposite. Kind of the opposite of this awesome burn. Kind of takes away from the fact that you said Wikipedia, but online.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm like greedy. I'm like, why don't I go for 2? Why don't I go for 2 burns on you?
While
And then
I'm in
you
this
bounced.
pit of
Yeah,
of self doubt.
of hating the way you sound, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming look. And
Well,
did you say that?
no, I didn't. I didn't say
Oh.
that.
Look, I'll write.
I was
that for
actually
you.
I was gonna remark that I actually kind of like the look I had that day.
It's like a
okay.
chair. It's beautiful. I don't like the way I look. Let me write that down. Mustache
I have that written down too. I don't like
Could
the way
be-
you look.
could be groomed more.
Yeah,
You'll
I
notice.
thought that the
then-
moment I met you, I said this guy
Yeah.
could be groomed more.
Yep,
I
you
could
took
I
that
could
to
groom
heart.
this guy. Yeah.
My hair then and today, just flat days because our water heater isn't
Yeah.
working. So the best I can do is just kind of put my head under some freezing cold water for about 5 seconds before it gets too cold. And my head starts getting like, like, where am I?
Your water
Don't
heater hasn't
like-
been working for like what, 4 days? You said?
It's been like 3 weeks of like, you can get it at a good time. But then a couple days ago, Happy smelled it like smoking or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he's completely disconnected it.
Okay.
So
It's an electric water heater.
yes.
Okay.
Expensive, I guess.
I rebuilt a water heater at my old house. You might want to tell Happy that you can get basically all the parts of a water heater can be replaced for like $70.
I'll write that
Pretty
down,
cheap.
'cause
You can get
past me did not know that.
Yeah, you can get new elements, new thermistors, new, and then you're gonna want like a diode thing. Not diode. What are those things called? Where it's like
I'll write diode because I like that word.
that's a cool word. I think it's something that keeps the elements from corroding. So it's like a little piece of zinc that you put in there.
Zing.
Yeah. Just think about doing
Word
that
too.
because a new one costs hundreds of dollars, whereas you can just repair it in like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do we feel about old me, current me's eyebrow situation? Too much? Just right?
What do
They're
you?
kind of big.
What eyebrows?
Should I be getting them maybe
I've never
a
understood.
razor through it?
No, I've never understood why people groom their
Oh, Derek?
eyebrows. Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
like them just au naturel.
Braids? All right. Well, that helps.
I think like there's levels of eyebrows. Everybody that ever has them shaped is so low on that eyebrow quality list. For me,
That done.
the bushier they
They're
are,
low brow.
yeah, they're low brow. Then towards the top was like a Eugene Levy, I believe, has
Yeah.
giant.
The levies.
Yeah, he's got giant eyebrows. Those are awesome. Then there's the guy from Gladiator. That's the announcer with the
They're like wild.
They go
and like
out into points like a caterpillar, and that's about as good as
You-
it gets.
Okay.
That's S
like
tier.
that.
That's S tier. If I could have those, I would. I would settle for
Eyebrow.
Eugene Levy. Then there's like the Frida Kahlo like unibrow, which is cool. It's a bold look, but I'm not Indian or
Anthony Davis type deal.
South
Yeah.
American, so-
If I'm not careful, I start getting a little hair in there.
Oh, really?
And I tweeze that. But it's sounding like if I didn't, you'd respect me more.
Yeah, because I can't grow any there. So it's like grass is always greener on the other side. I can't grow a unibrow. I really want one.
First guy to want one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't grow one.
Oh,
There's
I wanna be
look at that. It's
Frida.
like a hair loss even right there in the middle of in between my eyebrows.
Yeah. Also, I will say this guy's got like some sort of eye situation going on
Yeah.
where when he looks too directly, it's like they're different shapes or something. And one of them has a tendency to almost go lazy in a way. Like not full lazy, but there's something with the eyes that I find bothersome.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with almost James Franco-y, but on a less attractive canvas. So they come out more like
Well, they say eyes are the window
scheming.
of the soul, and maybe the soul
Yeah.
itself is
a little
Lazy?
maybe it's unbalanced.
Oh,
Well,
unbalanced,
I was
yeah.
going to say lazy. I was going to say maybe it's unbalanced in this fight for good and evil that we were talking about earlier.
okay. Yeah, I see that.
So maybe that's why if I go full evil, my eyes will. Well, we don't.
Both be lazy.
Nah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, like one of those people with lazy eyes.
Yeah.
That's fun. Remember that time I've told this story that I told my dad, if you're listening to this now, you'll get a kick out of this. I told my dad that my friend's mom had a whispering eye. and I meant lazy eye. And he went, what? How do you know what that is? He said, well, I see it all the time. Huh? It's pretty obvious. Her whispering eye is like basically staring me in the face daily. And
How old were you?
I don't know, like probably like 13 or so. I know, 10. I don't know how old I am in this video. Like I'm not sure, 20 something.
Yeah.
But anyway, just a fun little memory for us. Love you, Dad and Mom.
Okay, dude, just because they know now, it doesn't have to become so saccharine.
Love you guys. They know it. They know. Okay. Well, anyway, genetically, they made me into some sort of hog man with fucked up eyes. So thanks a lot. All right. Well, we'll keep playing this. I like your notes.
Mhm.
I'd like to see some more pauses out of you
Okay.
with some comments.
Well, we're only like a tenth of the way through it. I was hoping that maybe
we'll let it fly for a bit.
Yeah.
We'll let it fly.
Okay, yeah,
cool.
I get what you're saying.
He's like Wikipedia, but written out and online.
Yeah, but I think naturally I go, this show is just me and my stupid friend talking about stupid shit. And
He's talking about me?
Yeah, talking about you.
Okay.
And there's no way that we would ever get a prestigious guy with a YouTube channel on here.
It's happened like so many times before.
I know. Every time I get a reply email from a guest and they're like, sure, I'm like,
nah. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Tell me why you want to be on here. Send a follow-up email why you think I deserve you.
That's the vibe I think I put out.
You don't get it. We're stupid. You don't want to be on here.
It's not a serious. Like, what do they have to gain from coming on here? Is another thing.
You know, some people just like to joke around. You know, maybe they don't always want to be serious, and it could be a good chance to show their funny side.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just want to lecture us about stuff they're knowledgeable in, and we'll sit and listen.
I love when people are infectiously like passionate about a subject, even if it's especially if it's a subject I know nothing about.
Rick Levine.
Oh yeah, I could listen to Rick spin his yarn all day.
It hooks you.
It does.
So you can tell they care.
By the end of it, I almost believed.
I want to believe. At the end of it, I sat upstairs and I was like trying to make a ball of like energy in my hands and warping it.
And I was looking at the wrinkles in my palm saying, what's going to happen tomorrow? And
shoot
and then
yourself in the head wrinkle. Fuck. Bulldozer through the building wrinkle. Fall into irrelevancy wrinkle. Jeez.
Oh god, they're all coming together.
I've been like, trying to etch my wrinkles
Each of these
into
wrinkles,
new shapes.
You just got like a butthole in the middle of your palm where all these wrinkles are coming together.
This looks just like my roommate's asshole. What is happening here? I've been warping them. I've been like scratching my wrinkles into new pathways. Shape my own destiny.
Yeah, shaping them.
Yeah.
You're trying to shape them into something positive. The wrinkles just are an outline of you twisting your own head backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It's worse now. It's worse than it was.
Turning that frown upside down. Yeah, we can get anyone.
I bought that Kingdom Come Deliverance game. I was so excited to play it, and I've installed it. Haven't even touched it yet.
Okay, that's better than I thought you were gonna say. Like, tried it, hated it. Yeah.
No. I was like so hankering to play it, and then I know there's the hours of preamble.
You can still find enjoyment in the preamble, but I know you. Yeah, it's like when I give my friends a book, and I'm like, first half sucks. Why aren't you excited to? Yeah. Why aren't you excited to start this book? You know, I saw Stoltz been playing it. Here comes Lowell. I love the game. Or maybe he hates it. I don't know.
No, he loves it.
Okay, good.
I haven't asked him about it. I'm just assuming. It just seems like a game that's up his alley.
Yeah, it's for nerds. He'd like it. He probably fucking loves it.
Yeah.
You should.
You know what game is equally as tedious that I've been getting into? You know this because I've already told you already.
Let me guess. Grand Theft Auto Online?
Yeah.
Oh, what a guess.
No, not Grand Theft Auto
Oh.
Online. That's for people to run around in hoverboards and blow you up.
Arma?
GTA RP.
That's what I meant.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah. RP. I thought it was just people in a private GTA Online server walking around going like, I'm a newspaper boy. You have to like download this entire like
Launcher or
they
something.
yeah, they've like created a separate game that they just like parasite onto GTA.
Had like 12 years to perfect it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've just seen people play it, and I used to. I think now it's honestly been like 10 years ago. I did.
So
like
you've done it
Weasel News.
before. I remember when you.
Yeah.
guys
But that
got
was on this
banned
like,
after,
public server,
Okay.
and it sucked, and it was it was just like poorly optimized. The voice didn't work in it half the time, like your voice chat and stuff. And so I never really picked it up again. And the gimmick on that one, guys, was I was basically Nightcrawler, where
That's a good idea.
I was a news guy, and then Brian was my cameraman or something like that. But ultimately, I ended up just giving him like a balaclava or like a ski mask and go commit a crime. I'll record you, and then I'll report on it.
I'll be there right
And-
away.
And very quickly, the admins realized it's weird how the news guy is there at the scene before the cops are there every time. And so I was like, you know what? Fungal is, I don't want to disparage this guy like on this podcast, but he doesn't have a job in real life. And he works two jobs
GTA
RP
Online.
like it's a job. And
It's
I'm
a
talking
second
like,
life. Okay.
yes. Yeah. He's like very high up in the server. And he's like, he just plays it like it's a job. I'm like, dude, if you can do this, you could actually, he's like a park ranger. I'm like, why don't you just go be a park ranger? And he's like, it's different, dude. This is different. And he collects his salary and everything as a park ranger in game. And he's got different characters. He's been trying to get me on there. And I was like, I just don't think it's for me. And then he was like, you could redo the Weasel News thing, but there's actual like stuff that you can do now. It's not, you don't have to just like wing it. And I was like, what kind of stuff are you talking about? I get in there and they have in the game, you have your fucking phone. And then on your phone, there's social media apps. So I run a Twitter account in GTA RP. It's called Twinsta. And
You'll be doing a podcast in there soon.
Hey, dude, meet me in GTA RP to do a podcast.
That'd be kind of a funny like patron exclusive or something.
Honestly, legitimately, we could do it because
I mean, that's
there's
like
built-in. There's built-in
Gaslit.
cinema, like there's like cinema cameras that are built in that you can do live,
What if it's
like
better?
while you're playing. It would probably be a pretty good episode, dude. You should get on there.
It's
Yeah.
better than our podcast. God damn it! It gets like more views in GTA RP. People
I've
love
been-
me in GTA RP. I can escape.
I played one night and I am hooked. It's got its teeth in me. I am absolutely hooked. I like when you called 2 days ago and you were like, hey, and I knew you were going to be like, let's record tomorrow. I was like, I can't, dude. I got RP shit. I was supposed to go on a
You
date with a
started
woman
the phone
in
call
RP.
with like, I know what you're about to say, but I'm going to say no. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
no. I have connections. I got leads. I have stories I need to follow up
So you have a
on.
date?
Yeah, I'm supposed to go on a date with some lady in RP.
This is like last episode. Where's the line? Where's the line of cheating?
Where is it
now?
not okay anymore?
Are you going?
Well,
can you
it's
bang?
that. No, I have no interest in this woman. She bit me when I first met her, and she was like, "I was born in a bunker or something." I was like, "Shut up! I'm like
Bunker,
investigating
baby.
something else." And she like bit me, and as I like walked away, the fungal was like, after like later that night. This is metagaming. This is upsetting. I'm not supposed to say this, but fungal was like, "Dude, you need to pick up on stuff a little bit more. This is your first day, but." I have 3 characters in this world, and only one of them knows that there's a secret bunker that people are being born into and being raised into. And you found it on your first day, so you don't understand. That's big. And that's actually like a big story you could report on. And so immediately I went to Twitter. I got in her DMs. And I was like, hey,
Tell me
lady
more
that
about
bit
how
me.
bunker babies are made.
Yeah. I was like, maybe we could catch up over lunch or something like that.
Get a bite to eat.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have Dugo across the street with a camcorder filming me. I'll be mic'd up and everything.
Pause.
I'm gonna pause it right here because actually turns out that I ran into this lady again and I pissed her off so much that she started screaming at me. I'm pretty sure out of character. I think she was just actually mad at me and then started beating my character up and yeah. So I don't think that one's gonna work anymore. But that's
what'd you do?
I yelled at her friend.
Out of character.
No, no, not out of character. Okay, so the ladies on the server seem to get upset when you are like a quarter mile away with a big zoom camera taking photos of them. They see that as harassment.
It's not so different from real life.
But the difference is that I've looked it up. I've actually looked up the laws on this. You can take photos of people in public areas. It's okay. You can do that. That's not an invasion of privacy. It's your First Amendment right. If there's an expectation of privacy, then no, you can't. You can't sit there and take a photo of someone, through their window or, maybe in like a public bathroom or something like that. There's an expectation of privacy when you go into a bathroom. But if you're standing in a parking lot, yeah, I can take a photo of you. Okay. And then they seem to think because I did that, they can hit me. No, I don't think so. So I do just want to say that I've posted a couple articles on Twinsta stating that the reporters at Weasel News are now strapped. We have guns. And if I fear for my life, if someone attacks me, I'm well within my rights. So there's probably going to be like a big pile of women's bodies on this server really quick because they all seem to attack me. I've been attacked a lot.
Taking before and after photos of them.
Yeah.
Or they piped up.
Yeah. It'll be like Red Dragon.
After.
Yeah. Lady. Yeah. This is her. This is her changing. This is her reborn.
Just her running at me from down the street. She caught a glimpse. Are you just like doing it very obviously? Or are you sending them the photos or something?
It's like they'll just be talking and then they'll look over and I'll just be like, I'll be doing this lean on like the side of a building. You can do like emotes and I'll just be leaning and I'll spend time like circling them and like just out at a distance. And then they'll see me pull out this giant white camera and take photos of them. They don't care for it.
That's weird.
Yeah, I just like getting under their skin a little bit, like because there's two types of people that role play on there. There's people that are very fun, people that are, looking to do like a back and forth, and they will come with you and see how far the rabbit hole goes down. If you're like, oh, my friend did that, I need help, they'll come with you and do stuff. Then there's people that I think just have nothing going on in their lives. And so they get on GTRP to just sit there with their stupid friends and just like say nothing. They honestly just sit there in a circle. I'm like, I don't know if you're role playing or if you're just.
You need more improv kids on there. You need more yes and.
Exactly.
Unless no, but you can't take a picture of me.
Yep. And I'm going to strike you and your character. Because you know what, ladies? Those punches, I feel them right here in my soul, okay? They don't hurt me physically, but they hurt my feelings. And because they do that, I should be able to gun your character down, I think.
And you should feel it.
Yeah, you should.
And you should be able to feel my retaliation.
Yeah.
Feel it through your computer.
And then my follow-up news articles that paint me as the hero in the situation. Hey, dude, the press says I was in the right, okay?
Smear campaign.
Yeah. Maybe this one should be the patron exclusive just based off of that information because I don't want the admins getting hold of how I'm talking about this and using it as an excuse to
That's
ban
metagaming.
Me. Yeah, it's metagaming.
That's metagaming. That's not allowed.
Don't do that. All right, I'm going
to admitted to metagaming in this, but you can't use that.
Yeah, you can't use that.
Because you found it.
Bingo.
Through metagaming, which would make you just as guilty.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of moving parts going on in there. I'm thinking about just completely unplugging from reality and plugging into GTA RP.
No kids, no wife.
Yeah.
Successful news empire.
They're getting in the way of my RP. Okay, half of it is really fun where there are still like the NPCs, the regular GTA, like people just walking on the sidewalk, and you can pickpocket them. But if another NPC sees you pickpocket them, it pings the local police department that's ran by real people.
The narcs.
And they'll come investigate if you do enough of them, like it's like a low level thing where they're like, some guy's pickpocketing somebody. But we thought, who cares if they're running away while we're pickpocketing? The cops all of a sudden swarm us and they're like, wait, somebody's pickpocketing around here. I'm like, I'm the news guy. I heard the same thing. And so very quickly you realize you can't just kill like random hookers anymore, because like if a gunshot goes off, it immediately goes to the police.
Yeah.
So the city is very quiet in comparison to regular GTA.
There's not people flying around on hover bikes.
No, none of that. Now that's fun, but then like yesterday, once again, if you're watching this, whoever I'm about to talk about, I'm sorry, this might be fun for you, but for me, I feel like
you're a loser.
It's awesome. It's awesome that you it's awesome that you finish the things that I don't want to say. Yeah, if you're watching this, you're kind of a loser and I hate your guts.
Suck on that bitch.
You go to the fucking hospital. Like I got ran over by a car or something like that. I had to go to the hospital. The doctors there are role-playing doctors in the hospital. And they're no fun about it. I know for a fact on her end, this lady, all she has to do is just fucking hit a button and go like, heal him up. And she's sitting there going like, oh, it seems like your clavicle's bruised. What's your pain level? 0 to 10. I'm like, a 10. Like, fix me up fast. I'm hurting, doc. I got shit to do. And she's like, oh, it seems like your skin's puffing up. Do you have an adhesive allergy? And I'm like, this isn't even funny. Like, I tried doing like some like replies where it's like kind of funny. And she's like, no. Do you think you're gonna need a cast for this? Let me do
I didn't go to medical school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check your range of motion. And I was like, it's moving fine. Like, get me the fuck out of this gurney. I want to leave.
This is the people that make it feel alive. Okay.
They kind of do. But
pause.
I do want to say that this podcast itself, the follow-up, the critique podcast, was postponed by about 20 minutes because I fell off of a 2-story building. And I stupidly, when the EMTs arrived, I said, I've shattered every bone in my body. And they took that literally, and they brought me to the hospital, and they took forever to fix me up. And you can't just log off like mid fix up, And so I had to wait while this fucking asshole doctor role-played fixing every bone in my body. And brought me to an x-ray room, scanned me, then brought me to a surgery room, fixed me up, and then then tried to sell me a wheelchair for $1,100. Okay, I have like $43 to my character's name, no money, but they just go too hard.
What were you doing on that second story ledge?
I was above one of my colleagues, one of my Weasel News colleagues, and I asked if he could catch me if I jumped.
Oh,
and
I was hoping to be like of a woman's changing room or something.
Yeah, I was trying to lean in on a branch from a tree and take photos of a woman in her window. Yeah.
Nope, just we're seeing if it would catch you.
yeah, they didn't.
Running out of material in there.
Yeah.
Play.
Those people, right?
She was sitting there like, her character was like doing all these movements over me and like check.
Pause.
Also, I'd like to pause real quick and just say Poob's joke where he subverts expectation for the classic, I didn't go to medical school for 5 years, but ending it with, I didn't go to medical school because they didn't. I think that's pretty funny. I don't even know if he meant it like that. I think he just ran out of joke steam, but where he ended it actually is quite clever and pretty funny. So just making sure we just saw that. Okay.
Play.
Stuff. I realized she's pulling up this emotes menu and going through all the medical ones and like clicking them in accordance with what she's checking. And I'm sure a lot of time and effort went into learning that, like, I'm going to check to make sure this isn't sprained and then doing like that movement and stuff. But yeah, that's just, how do you fucking spend your night doing that? Yeah. How is that like your afternoon? I also went to, I found this random like smoothie store that was
what is this, a park ranger doing it? Like just
I think he travels around and makes sure that people aren't like poaching. Like you can go hunting and get stuff. So I think he has
more fun.
Yeah, there's like more patrolling and stuff going on.
Do they have like fast food workers?
That's what I was about to say. I found
Oh.
like a Jamba Juice place or something in the back of a hotel, and I walk up to it, and there are like NPCs that they've programmed to just be like, I dispense food or whatever. You talk to them at Cluck and Bell. But this lady's standing there. I walk up. I'm like, I'm sitting there like trying to like open up the menu. And
Oh, my
she's
first
just like,
customer in 12 hours.
she goes, hey. And I'm like, oh shit, you're like a real person back here? Like, this is just, it was a nice place. She had a pool and everything, tiki torches all around her. But I was like, this is your afternoon. You're just sitting here like an asshole in a smoothie shop. But
Pause.
Sorry. This confused me then, but I didn't want to take away from the momentum. She had a pool and tiki torches in the Jamba Juice or at her own private home?
It was like it's like a food truck that sells like smoothies and stuff. And then she had pulled it outside, like onto a pool deck. And then that pool deck area had like tiki torches and stuff. So like you went behind a building and there was like an impossible food truck like parked in a place where you would never be able to drive it. I don't know how she got it back there.
That's cool.
But it was kind of like, imagine like a patio that has a tiki bar that serves food.
Like they almost built it there.
Yes. Yeah.
See, because I've been thinking about this for days.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I walked into a Jamba Juice. It's a nice place. She's got a pool and tiki torches.
No, it was outside. It was outside.
What?
Yeah.
In the Jamba Juice? And I just didn't want the audience to be like reeling like I did. Like, just like,
yeah, I'm sure they were all on the edge of their
the
seat.
trust of them, because then it could be like, what is this, hyperbole?
Yeah.
This Jamba Juice doesn't have a pool in it. So just wanted a quick clarification. We'll let it roll.
Okay.
Play.
You know, if you're watching this, you were very nice. It's just
And if you're
how
in
you
like an
spend your
iron
free
lung
time.
or something, like we get it.
If you're in an iron lung, you should at least be driving around a car. Okay.
Yeah. If you have a family though, like what's going on? Also being like the manager of a bunch of NPCs, like at a Jamba Juice. And like how often are people going in? How long are they waiting? You know, like that's what I feel like the downtime would fucking kill me.
I think that's
Unless-
what I'm saying. Like I don't know if she got a single customer the rest of the night.
Scrolling through GTA Twitter while they're waiting for someone to come in.
I think a lot of people do. Yeah.
How many people are on the server?
200,
Okay, that's decent.
and it's mostly full during the day
That's crazy.
because it's a UK server.
That's,
It's pretty cool. But I've been having an absolute blast. The sky's the limit for me, as long as the admins don't see this and then decide I'm hateful or something like that. But I've been having an absolute blast on there.
I already told you this before it, but I probably, who knows if I said it on here, but I tried to get in to, I think that server like a year or two ago, and they denied me for the dumbest shit. You had to pay $45 to apply. Then the application is a bunch of RP questions. And the one that they were like, not the answer we wanted. It was something like, it was like you become a sloth or a frog. Like, what do you do? I typed out like 3 paragraphs. Said, not what we're looking for. You know, there's no right answer. And then I hear Sam just typed 1-word replies about like killing himself. Fast track, let him right in. I was out
Hey,
there,
dude, it's who you know,
Yeah.
okay? I happen to know a very important park ranger,
Yeah, that's true.
okay? And he let me right in.
He's
He
the
knows an
third
admin.
best park ranger on this whole server.
Yeah.
Are there
And,
people that are just criminals still?
Yeah. So I got in and immediately Fungal was playing as a character that was my like news anchor henchman. And then he was only with me for like one night. And he's like, I guess you got the ropes now. And he like logged off and logged on to his other criminal character that's part of a gang because he doesn't want to play with me. He wants to play with his friends. And I found his criminal character in the directory and called him up. Like, oh yeah, there's FaceTime in game. You can sit there and
That's
FaceTime,
crazy.
which is so funny to just like see somebody else walking down the road like on their phone. And I call him up and he's like, hello? I'm like, hey. I was like talking to him, trying to I want to ghost all these various criminal organizations. There's biker gangs. I want to go on like I'm trying to be
Ride-along.
like, yeah, like a ride along to do cultural pieces,
like hard hitting.
Yeah,
docuseries.
I want to be like God. What's that guy's name? The dude from Fear and Loathing.
Anderson Cooper.
Yes, I want to be Anderson Cooper of GTA RP.
Well, you got part of it down.
Pause.
Hey guys, I just want to pause it and say that the guy I was thinking of, I forgot his name in this timeline as well. Still can't remember what it is, but when it hits me, I'll pause.
It's not Anderson Cooper.
It's not Anderson Cooper. That's what was so funny.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like what I think. That get a big laugh because he went to that war zone or whatever.
No, that's a subversion of expectations because people are expecting like good journalism, and then you say Anderson Cooper, and that's why it's funny.
I just wish that he knew more about the things you reference, because you reference a lot of movies and stuff where it's like, are they even on the same page with what they digest?
Mm-hmm.
And then he references a bunch of TikToks.
Yeah,
it's like there's some sort of
maybe a generational divide, or
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I've noticed Poob this episode. God, I'm glad you got back to it when I asked you about criminals, I think, because I interrupted one of your segues with just a nonsense question.
Yeah.
And then I noticed he's not doing a very good job this episode of segueing himself. There's a lot of times where you will end something and it's just clear he's got nothing.
Yeah.
He'll just kind of let the dead air ride until you jump back in. Probably appreciated it, though, because
who, me?
It seemed like he was struck. No, him, me.
Oh.
Probably appreciated you, old you, for, I feel like you really picked up some slack with the segues. I think your segues were really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Because when I hit play and I'm listening to my old self, I go, when will this guy shut up? When does it end? When does this nightmare stop?
I've written down, something about the Brian simulator we're playing here is that we gave him a hard time, but these guys don't really shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And it would be hard to jump in.
It would be.
It'd be really, there's not a lot of, even when they give you dead air, it's like 2 seconds.
You know what Brian needs is he needed the pause function to just pause us, and then he could insert and then hit play again.
Ew.
Yeah.
He pauses, then insert? Okay, well, that sounds gross. Also, I'm noticing just kind of these guys are riddled with self-doubt.
I mean, but who isn't? That's what makes them human,
It's true. I'm able to relate to that as me. I can relate to me. But, sometimes I wish they'd just believe a little more, like Eric said. And there's just, I don't know. It's just,
actually, you know what?
I wonder if it comes from insecurities or what. And I've noticed Poob is blinking a lot more, or maybe he's never noticed how much he blinks. But what do you think that's about?
Counterpoint, I don't like it when someone believes in themselves. People that are very sure of themselves, they get under my skin. Because I go,
why do you deserve that?
Who the fuck are you? Tomorrow you might get hit with a car. I mean, you should have some self-doubt. And
it's true. There's a healthy amount.
Yeah.
I just wish Eric's words had hit them a little harder than it seemed to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the future. And what's under the hat? What's under his hat? I'm imagining it's a sort of completely bald situation. And then once again, about the blinking, you're going to notice it now. Maybe he's going to stop right when I bring it up.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of these. It's like, what, is he on fucking meth?
Well, I don't know if you've
cocaine?
noticed, but like for probably the past year, I just weep every episode. It's some sort of, I'm having like eye irritation. I've gone out of my way to get new glasses that have like meant for people that look at screens.
Waterproof.
Yeah. They're meant for screen looking. I've tried to make it so that I don't have any direct lights looking at me. I have nothing but diffused light in my room, no hard lights. Still.
Now, that makes me think too of glasses that are good for screen looking.
Yeah.
Oh, would they have like a little mirror on them so you could see split screen games better? So you could screen peek more?
Screen
That's
peek
just another
more.
way. But that brings me to another point I wrote. Poob has some sort of proclivity for the far-fetched. And is this to escape his current reality? Or does he just have a penchant for a more whimsical world?
Well, reality
I don't know.
often is so boring. And there's so many constraints. And sometimes, you know, when you get behind the wheel of the car, guess where you have to drive? The right side of the road, within the speed limit. But in your mind, you know, you just want to fucking drive down the sidewalk a little bit. You know,
On the median. Look at all that grass.
Yep.
I could be going 100.
You see one of those tow trucks or the cars that carry
Ramp.
other cars, and you think, man, maybe I could hit that and ramp. That'd be pretty cool.
So I'll circle whimsy. It's more just a wish for whimsy.
Yeah.
Sometimes he uses words he doesn't fully understand.
Okay.
I don't like that. Another insecurity, maybe.
All
Who
right.
knows?
Back to our old selves.
Start it up.
Play.
Well, I was like, hey, you know, you sound a lot like this guy that works for me that hasn't clocked in today. Apparently, that's a no-no.
Fail
I can't
RP.
reference. Yeah, I can't. That was a fail RP immediately. They're very serious about it there. You have to learn all the buttons. I have where'd it go? Oh my God, my cheat sheet. I got like a very long cheat sheet of just all the different things that open up different menus that you need to
Back
remember.
in my day, those were for real cheats on GTA. And now it's for
GTA.
how to check
And they're not
someone's
even
wrist.
cheats. It's how do you open up your phone? How do you target things? Proximity stuff, the cam controls.
I'm sure it's really useful. It's like the most old man shit I've ever seen you do, though.
Yeah.
How to open up my Twitter.
Yeah.
What's my Twitter password? Got it written down right here.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me
There we go.
so sad that, like, everything I've seen of Red Dead RP is just, like, sucks so bad. We're just
Yeah.
people sitting around the town
Well,
waiting.
it's kind of your time period. You're kind of stuck
Yeah,
to
there's-
like, I'm
there's no
just Wild
Twitter.
West guy. Yeah.
But
And-
still, like, it just makes me sad that they never even, like, updated the online, really. They just gave up on it
Yeah.
for shark cards.
Which is funny because I think Red Dead Online just got an award for enduring development of a title
Ugh.
past its like release date. And I'm like, who
What?
fucking awarded this? Yeah. For what?
Rockstar gives
Adding a vest that costs $12 to put on your character?
So what do you think when GTA 6 comes out, like these servers are, it's going to take them like forever to rebuild, or what if they,
I don't
do
think they would even
RP
port it.
Do you think RP's gotten so popular that they're going to like put in tools to make it easier?
That's a good question.
That'd be cool.
I think they probably don't really like the people doing the RP stuff because it takes the money out of their ecosystem.
They're not buying shark cards.
They're not buying shark cards. Instead, they're going to onyx.com and submitting a free app. I do want to stress, I'm going to correct you here. It's free to submit an application. You have to pay the $50 to get them to look at it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
You can submit all day, but if you want them to actually look at it, you have to pay the $50.
And then they might take an extra month to reply to you. That way they charge
Yeah.
you twice. But
Yeah.
or I forgot to cancel it. I don't remember.
Yeah, if you want to get on there, I think I know some people. I can probably get you in.
Yeah, I think that Jamba Juice sounds like it needs some more employees. I'll log in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like enticing. It's just, it does seem like one of those, like it's a dangerous path. You can get sucked in.
Yeah, I'm sucked in. I'm fully addicted now.
Like if
I'm
there's
actually
a
thinking
week,
about uninstalling League again.
but Arena just came out.
I uninstalled League. I was so strong, dude. You would not believe it. I felt like I was cutting a tumor off of me. And I had it uninstalled for 4 days. And then my friend was like, hey, do you want to play some? And I immediately reinstalled it and
Week.
had to restart my computer and everything to get Vanguard on there. I just feel like it's like a virus, like always seeing that little Vanguard icon in the corner, scanning my directories, making sure I don't have cheats. I think I think you should only have to have Vanguard on your account if your win rate is high. If you have like above a
look at me.
50% win rate, I think
hard
that's
stuck
when you should put-
bronze. Like,
yeah.
And maybe
You know,
those people
maybe-
you even watch, because like if you're bronze for that long, you might turn to cheats. But don't like be watching me from like all the time. Like, I'm clean. I might cheat. I might cheat if I can't ever get a fucking win. I'm popping out of arena
like
quick.
statistically, I think it's like a 50-50 split. Like honestly winning. Like I think it's very difficult to have like a 40% win rate. Like how bad are you?
You
Are
look
you
up a
fucking
build
up?
and it's like, this is the best build in the world. It's got a 48% win rate. I'm like, God damn. Now imagine my horrible build I'm doing for myself, just being like, oh, that's a pretty item. Horrible. I did get into TFT recently, which I'm already back out of. It gets boring so quick, but I got gold. And that game mode is a fucking time suck because it's like 40 minutes still, but it doesn't feel as long as a regular league. And there's
That's
like
because
a gambling
you're not really
aspect.
doing anything.
It's like gambling. I'm doing stuff. I got gold. Okay.
Yeah, you're like the old people watching the pretty pictures on the slot machine as it goes by.
Yeah, it's
when you're playing TFT.
I just hate the like. And sorry, audience, this is probably so fucking no one gives a shit, but like every set of new characters, there's like one that's just the best, and like after 4 days, everyone knows it. And it's like I just hate that you have to like build certain ways to it because I just want to try new things, and then I get my ass kicked.
Yeah,
I guess it's fair, but
there's certain metas that you have to adhere to in order to do well on there. There's someone in Discord I was talking to that's like, I'm like grandmaster on TFT, and so little respect from everybody in the call. Like highly ranked on TFT is like, dude, come back when it's anything else under the umbrella, okay? When it's regular league, if it's
CS:GO,
Vanguard, not what was the other one that they have? It's like CS:GO,
Valorant.
Yeah, Valorant, something like that. I'll be
Frag
impressed.
Punk just came back out. Any Frag Punk fans?
Deadlock.
I forgot about Deadlock was the thing, and Sensei the other day asked if anyone wanted to play it, and I was like, I remember when that came out being like, I think this is the League killer. Like, I think my friend group's finally gonna be done with League. Nah.
You know what? I think I was wrong to stop playing it. I think it is a good game. It's just I had nobody to play it with. And the learning curve's so high, and I have to learn how to click on people's heads, which isn't my strong suit. So I'll stick to playing Teemo, where I just put the little mushrooms and then sit back and fucking chill invisible in a bush. That's more my style. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Teemo too.
He's kind of badass. It's as badass as it gets. If there's any game, guys, where a character just makes people pissed off that you play it, you don't. It's before you even act in the game. Just the fact that you selected that character. That's the character you want to play. If you're playing GoldenEye multiplayer split screen, you pick Odd Job because it pisses people off. They have to immediately like
psychological
jankily aim down, you know, and it
pause.
Here's another thing I just didn't have the balls to ask. You know, it's like, I know who Odd Job is, sure. I don't, but from this description, I'm assuming he's a little person.
He's the henchman from Goldfinger.
Is he the cat or something?
No, he's like this stout little Chinese guy that has he's got a bowler cap, and then he's
like the guy from Austin Powers that like throws the shoe.
Yes, he's exactly like that, except for instead of a shoe, it's a bowler hat that has.
I think he throws that sometimes.
The brim is replaced with a blade, and so he takes it off and like
that Mortal Kombat guy.
Yes, and he throws it, and it like kills people with his hat.
That's very cool. Most of my, unfortunately, James Bond classic knowledge does come from the Austin Power movies.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't know what's James Bond and what's Austin Powers.
You know what movie I think you would
in my belly.
Like Austin Powers, if you were gonna watch one, I think the one that is the most like up your alley would be The Man with the Golden Gun. And it has Christopher, God, what's that guy's name? The guy that played Saruman. Christopher Lee as Scaramanga, the guy with the golden gun. It's the quintessential Bond movie. Everybody hates it. I love it. He's got the evil Bond compound of it's like a thermonuclear island with a volcano in the middle that they're using the lava to generate electricity. He's got the golden gun that he can assemble. It kills anybody with one bullet. He's got like a big death laser.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's special? just kills people like a gun?
The golden gun? Yeah, he's just like, it's golden and my bullet kills one hit.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I've got this big ass hammer. It will break anything. It will kill anyone if I hit him in the head.
He even has like an awesome dinner scene where, of course, bad guy of the movie has to have eloquent dinner with Bond, where he has this awesome like Michelin star meal, of course, in a room with like a giant aquarium with fish flying around behind him. And he's like, what will it be, Bond? Do you want to duel? Your 6 versus my 1? And he has like his golden gun. It just has one bullet in it. He's awesome,
That's
dude.
cool.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That is, I mean, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I should check that out. And guys, if you like the Austin Powers movies, you should watch Undercover Brother. It's one of the most slept on parody movies of our time. And it holds up.
Does it?
It's really funny. I watched it like a while ago, but it held up then when I watched it. I remember laughing. It was one of my favorites when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
glad that it's still. I watched that and The New Guy back to back. And what's his name? The main character in one of them, Eddie Griffith or something. I wish he was in more. I don't know what happened to him.
Can I take a pee?
So-
Can I take a pee break?
I also have to pee. Should we just let them talk if they're going to be like fucking yapping about league and shit?
Yeah, sure.
And we
Yeah,
can just go piss. Okay. I'm playing
Yeah.
Madden with Omid and a couple of my IRL friends. It's fun. It was fun.
That's like a middle-aged game, dude.
I
You're like a
know.
middle-aged man playing Madden.
We're like a teenager. It was really fun. And then I played with Omid, who is really good.
Mhm.
And they wanted to increase the difficulty. They've killed.
You wanted to start
they've
laying
killed-
bets on each game.
They've killed like all the joy I had. For 1 week, I was like, I think I actually like, like a sports game for the first time. Like, I'm really enjoying this. My team's doing well. Played with Omid, increased the difficulty. It's like they have sucked the joy out. My team is like 1-10. I throw about 8 picks a game. I know you don't know what that means. They're like interceptions. And it sucks now. It's still kind of fun, like playing with friends. I mean, playing with friends is fun for whatever.
Yeah.
But I just like, I'm more of
I
like
like
a
winning.
reader these days. I'm like more into reading, like watching TV. It's a good time for TV right now. Yeah, TV's back. So,
Is it?
I don't know. If you tell me it isn't, I'll say no. There's
It's
like
not.
a lot of TV coming out.
Yeah.
So that's cool. My grandma's
We are scraping
How
the
they
bottom,
doing?
dude. They're not doing good. We used the bathroom, guys. We tuned back in. Dear God, it's really fallen off here. Yeah.
I heard them talking about TV
Yeah.
is back.
They said TV's back.
How poignant, dude. Like, so I wrote down this earlier and it applies now, just surface level. Just,
very,
surface
very
level.
surface level, yeah.
I wouldn't even call it scratching the surface, maybe rubbing against
Well,
the
that's why,
surface or
like,
something.
of course, any like adult human, I try to not get into like politics on this show because whenever I talk about politics, I have what I feel in my gut and my tum tum, and then when the words come out of my mouth, it turns out I'm not very smart, and so like I don't know like good like I can't argue a political position. I just go like, I feel like that's right, okay, and so I picked up on that. I just didn't put the words to it of very surface level. That's my like political knowledge, and I feel like I shouldn't talk about politics if it's surface
almost
level.
coming across as our just general knowledge level.
Yeah.
I think it goes further.
Yeah, but you can have a surface level take
It's-
on like a movie, but you can't
That's
have
true.
like if you bring up politics,
think you can have
they expect you to be
surface
like
takes.
a political genius,
I
like
expect you to be Destiny versus,
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro. Well, but it's like, I would like to see him go a little bit deeper in what he meant by TV's back.
yeah.
Why?
Well, he might
When was it gone?
he might fulfill that.
He might surprise me.
Yeah.
I doubt he will. Because I think I remember at this point, we just started kind of going, ugh.
All right, we'll see. We'll see on.
Okay, well,
Kill a
okay,
couple
we'll bring
Rex.
it. Go check those out. I've been watching TV. I've heard AM radios making a big return. Ham
I think
radio.
I think it'd be so cool to just come out with your own AM radio station and just
hard to do.
I think you just have to get like a big ass radio out of your like. No, I don't think the equipment's expensive. I think you can just broadcast it from your house. And the AM radio wavelengths are like it's cheaper to do because I know FM's you have
premium.
to have like you have to have like a big ass place with like a big tall thing on the end of
it's like color
tower.
TV.
Yeah.
So we probably get AM just pause. Again, we just stopped.
We stopped
Speaking of surface level knowledge, I think FM takes like a big something, and I think AM you can just do if you have just some stuff. It's like they're not from our planet or something. It's like they don't fully understand anything or have. How do they talk so much without
saying so little?
Without ever fully knowing what they're talking about.
Dude, it's a skill. It's a skill. Okay, we've perfected it.
It is impressive to a point of just.
What concerns me though is there's people that email me regularly and say like, "You're an inspiration." I'm like, "Am I?" Am I?
Yeah, see, I am, because inspirations come from many sources, and
inspirations inspire you. You know, so I've heard. And
inspire, perspire. You know, don't sweat it.
I based that entire argument, by the way, about the AM FM thing based off of I've seen people have AM setups in their basement.
You ever see their roof though?
And then I've been to an FM radio station and I've seen the room. You know, they had to have.
That's raw.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in there. It's more than just what a human can have in their basement.
Oh, I mean, that's raw knowledge.
Yeah,
you saw the video of an AM radio. You've seen an FM
with
radio
my actual
person.
eyeballs, but being able to convey the disparity between those things with words, that's where I can't do it. You know. It just economically, it just doesn't seem like it's feasible to do an FM radio station.
And they don't really ever seem to just be like, you know, why don't we take 1 second and Google it?
Well, no, dude.
It's like they got to keep the momentum going or something. And they're
I noticed there's a difference.
They're on their computers.
You say they, I say we. Should I say they? Because that does kind of separate us, so that it makes critique
pushing it onto them.
onto them. It does it. Yeah, there's like a level of separation where I'm a little bit more comfortable with shitting on them if it's them.
See, it feels nice.
Yeah,
right?
it does actually.
The others.
Yeah, they need to get their shit together and get more words in their brain.
They are coming off really stupid and kind of like assholes. If I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
And they're. That right then was such a perfect example of what we just literally talked about. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I bet they'll show us more and more of that where they just go,
hey, guys, that ain't the last you've seen of that. Okay.
Yeah. Them got more to say.
Play.
To my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes that fat bitch walking her dog down the street again. I could just sit out by my window.
Dude, to have a neighborhood radio station would be awesome.
Tune in for emergencies.
Just talk about the goings-ons of the neighborhood.
Just leave it on all the time. It'll be dead air unless I see a criminal. I'll go, everybody wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah. I see him. I see the creeper.
There's one right
False alarm. Come back tomorrow night. It would be, I mean, it'd be fun just to, I'm used to talking into dead air. So hey guys, it's me, the neighbor. What's up?
Yeah. Anonymous. Anonymous, I'm one of your neighbors.
I'm one of your neighbors.
Your house with the big fucking radio antenna sticking 30 feet above it. Hey guys, this is Anonymous, just a friendly neighborhood.
I'm going to kill
radio.
I'm going to get you.
No, you know who you are.
Ooh, the big red house is on vacation. Easy target. Okay. Cats have gone missing. Meow. Bunch of meows in my background.
In the backyard.
All the neighborhood cats have disappeared. We got ourselves a news story. Okay. This is weasel news in real life.
Yeah.
All back.
Man. Oh, the weasel news thing. I think I found out there's like an Instagram Reels on that Twinsta So I think I can start making like vertical videos of my character, just be like, "Hey guys, I'm at the scene," and then like post it. But I think you have to pay the Onyx people in order to post the reels.
Greedy fucks.
I know, right? So I'm gonna see if I can get in there somehow. I'll talk to the admin. Give me the real pass. Come on.
Pause.
I've decided, by the way, I am gonna pay for that because it's been kind of a recurring theme of, I've said this earlier, I'm now annoying several groups of women on the server, and then they attack me. And I think being able to get like a video of it happening.
Yeah.
Like imagine recording a reel next to someone, and then while I'm recording it, I get punched in the side of the head. Yeah.
That's going to get a lot of clicks.
I think so. Yeah, because they see me.
Rockstar.
They see me and they start swinging. I don't know why. They don't really care for me a whole lot. But
how do you look in game?
yeah, I can send you a photo. All right, now take a look.
Oh my god. Yeah,
take a look at that guy.
I'm everything. You look like you've been like Sith lightninged or something. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I look horrific. And so, and they don't like
Greaser Palpatine. What the fuck is? Yeah, I get it. Everything makes more sense now.
They don't like me. Okay.
Can you put that picture in the guy?
Yes. Yeah. I'll give it a stall.
What I imagined, it is so much worse than that. I thought you'd just be like kind of like greasy looking dude or something. No, this is like asshole face with a pompadour or something.
The pompadour is incredible. Yeah.
That's
almost every time I'm wearing like a big fedora, and when the women beat me up, my fedora falls off, and I go, no, you've exposed my beautiful pompadour. I bet you didn't think this hair was under that hat, and they're never impressed.
They never do. I bet they never do think it's on it.
Well, they don't laugh about it for some reason. They have no
so
senses
lame.
of humor. Yeah,
that'd be so funny. Like, because looking at the face, you'd think he's bald. Or like,
and with
like
the
Gollum
fedora
hair.
on, you go, yeah, this guy has to be bald under there.
And then you hit it off, and he's got perfectly manicured pompadour.
Yeah.
Dyed jet black, Superman black.
It's not dyed, dude. That's
Oh, it's
natural.
natural?
That's
Damn.
natural. Yeah, I'm like a Tommy Wiseau type.
This is one of those guys too that I think if he had Eugene Levy eyebrows, he'd actually be quite handsome.
Yeah, maybe.
The eyebrows can make a lot of difference.
They can. I honestly think the bushier, the bigger the eyebrows, the more better looking a guy is.
Can you
And
get
because look
fake
at that,
ones?
all of a sudden no eyebrows. That guy's hideous.
Just imagining him
Yeah,
right there.
he should
He's
draw
got-
him on like a Latino girl. He'd draw big arches.
Yeah. You should just draw some on just the theory craft, see what that would look like.
Yeah.
And then face app him a little bit and smooth out some of those wrinkles. His eyes are so anal. Like,
Dude, I honestly, on the RP Twinsta, I should record videos and then take them off of off the game, run them through like Snap Camera or something like that, and do like the smoothing, beautify filter, and then re-upload it into. Because I've edited stuff on Photoshop and like imported it in to post on Twinsta, so you can't do like images from the internet on there.
this guy needs one of those like puppy dog filters or something big time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's carry on.
All right.
Play.
Try some of those in real life too.
Nah, I don't like.
You ever pull up Twitch? That
Pause.
was funny. Real life, like Instagram Reels, real life. Sorry. On
Play.
your phone and accidentally click the like record video.
No,
I pull it up
no.
all the time, and it's just like my fucking me looking disheveled as shit, like double chin looking down my phone. I'm fucking drooling. It's like you're about to record a video to send out to all your followers. I'm like, who does that? Who records like real for Twitch? I mean, it could be kind of funny to start doing, but there's too much there's too much social media, man. We got to get back to our roots.
I legitimately, I never find myself on Twitch. I never get on there. I don't get on there on my phone. I don't get on there on my computer. Like going on there to stream, and then I open it up just to go to the dashboard.
When's the
But,
last
like,
time you streamed?
I just probably like 6 months ago. I just don't get it. I think is I've tried it. I've done it. I don't think I do it well. And so I'm just like, fuck it. Like I just close
listen,
it.
dude. What did Eric say? You don't got to do it well. They'll still be there.
That's what every streamer I've talked to has told me. They're like, you don't understand how low the bar is. You could literally just be sitting there fatly in a chair live and just talk to the chat and they would love it. And I would say, yeah, but then I would finish the stream and just feel like a big piece of shit. I feel like
one of my Madden streams where I lost like 8 football games in a row. I drank like 10 beers and I was just like, if I watched this, I'd be genuinely pissed off. Because I like literally sat in bed and the next day I was just like, oh, that was bad. Because I was just like so angry. Like my friends were just
were you
trying
even
to
talking?
make. Yeah, well, I like my friend Marco at one point. I'm like, man, like this sucks because like on my other server, like I'm actually doing really well. And he's like, isn't that a lower difficulty? I'm like, Marco, shut the fuck up. Like I just felt like filled with rage and hate. And I was just sitting there like, oh, man, like this fucking, like these fuckers, they don't even get, and I'd throw a pick 6 and then I'd just be like, no. I apologized to my friend the next day. I'm like, I really let you have it. And he's like, oh no, dude, I was like trying to be an asshole to piss you off. I'm like, okay, well, thanks, it worked. I was really, really mad. Stuff like that. So it just makes you, I feel like those streamers that actually do a good job, they must feel really good about it.
Yeah.
When they go
If
to
you're
bed.
doing like a really solid stream, it probably feels pretty
fucking
good.
yeah.
Yeah. They probably do what Darkside Phil did, where he thought he had finished his stream and then just went to go jack off immediately.
Oh my god, that stream was so good.
So good.
15 new subs, 20 followers.
Oh, they're still hanging out in my chat. I can see them.
They don't even want to leave ever. They're just waiting for the next one. Whoops. That is a huge fear, just like not hitting that stop streaming button. And
I don't know what's more embarrassing, that he masturbated on stream or that he masturbated that sadly on stream.
Sadly.
Like,
it'd be awesome if he was just like, oh yeah.
Has his feet up on the desk, baby oil. Ball gag.
Which porn to watch tonight?
Have you seen that I'm about to come guy?
No.
I'm about to come. That guy.
I don't think
He like
so.
jacks off in his car and has like vegetables up his ass.
No.
You haven't seen that guy? Okay.
Can't say I have. No, sorry.
I think we laugh at different things on the internet. It would be awesome
I
if he
saw
was that guy.
a cat
Just completely
poster that said, "Hang
fucking
in there."
oiled up
Yeah.
and doing all that.
Also, I moonlight as a vegetable up my ass guy.
Pause.
Why are you embarrassed about your parents seeing this, dude? It's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why ever would I not want my little siblings catching on?
Oh, your
to
little
this?
siblings, yeah, but
Yeah.
like, I'm
My
sorry,
parents.
like
It is
Just-
funny when they talk
it's-
about porn and stuff.
it's
something we can all relate to.
we can, dude.
Everybody
These
jerks
guys,
off.
they can be pretty funny when they want to be.
It can be. It can take a while. Take a real long time. But it's like TV sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
you
it's a
watch-
slow burn.
An episode and you're like, what? And then you get to the funny part. Or almost like radio.
Yeah.
I listened to Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Let's see if they got any more in the tank.
Play.
Oh, time to clock into my second shift. Cucumber in the mouth, eggplant in the ass. See if we can make them touch.
Yeah, if he was like that, I would have a lot more respect for him. But no, he just sadly masturbated on stream.
But we've talked about this guy like 10 times. I don't think I've still ever seen. I think you showed me once, and what is he just like? Like how sad? Sometimes you gotta just be like, if you're gonna masturbate and you're that sad, like don't masturbate, dude. Like
Just wrap it up.
just
Just wrap it up and go upstairs to your family, dude.
yeah, it's not worth it.
Pause.
Should we get like a lawyer for like libel or something? Like,
I'm wondering if that, or if we do enough, while we're reacting, we just shake our heads no. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like we don't agree with them.
yeah. Okay, stop.
It's disgusting.
No, I don't agree with what this guy's saying. I like
It's
Darkside Phil.
Lawyers seem expensive.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say that these guys, they're wrong.
Lawyers deal with law. And they go to lawyer school. Could be something to look into.
Could be, yeah.
I had a viewer that became a lawyer. That could be something.
We should hire him.
Yeah. He knows what he would be getting into.
Yeah.
And there's something called defamation. Is also something. Libel.
Well, I just did one of those before we started, so I'm good.
Play.
I had a couple times where I'm just like, I should jerk off. And then I look in the mirror. I'm like, no, I shouldn't. Do I? Why? Why would I right now? Look at me. I don't want to see this body.
It's called self-love. Okay. You got to put some effort into it.
You got to feel, you got to be in the mood. Like, I didn't light a candle or anything. I didn't there's no romance.
Yeah.
It's just like when it gets to the point where it's like you're just doing your job to jerk off, like you probably have like a porn addiction or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I have to. You shouldn't be there. I'm still I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome though. I'm actually a huge Darkside Phil fan, so if you see this, don't be upset with us.
Come on the podcast.
We don't want to do a public apology number 2. And it's
pause.
Well, there. That's how we get rid of libel.
Oh,
we actually like you.
Yeah.
Also, at the end of that, I noticed I just said I'm excited. No context. No idea what he's excited about. I don't know why he said that.
I think you read in too much to the individual words that are said.
It's just words. So it's like
hard
not to.
Yeah.
I'm also reading into his body language. I've written down some analysis, but it just, I can tell when he doesn't have anything to say because then he'll do filler phrases like that. I'm excited. We just talked about a guy jerking off and then said, you shouldn't jerk off sometimes. I'm excited. About what jerking off? About, I think I was going to say maybe like going to your house, and then I just gave up on the sentence. Just something I noticed. Maybe a viewer did too. So I'm just stretching out analysis. We're doing that thing where we take nothing, stretch it out,
and turn it into something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else I got.
Okay.
Play.
Especially not on that subject matter.
And if you're Bruce Willis's family, all jokes. We do not want to enrage that fan base. We're a part of that fan base. We love him.
Yeah, we love Bruce Willis.
Fifth Element.
Oh my God, The Fifth Element. I could name good.
five other Bruce Willis movies. Die Hard 1.
You know what's weird?
Hard
what
2.
happened to Bruce Willis where like he just decided he didn't want to smile anymore in like the late 80s?
Probably got typecast or something. Or he
just like,
maybe
you know
saw
what?
something
I'm not
bad.
gonna. There's never gonna be a scene with me where I laugh in a movie ever again. And I think around the time Pulp Fiction came out, like in that movie, he doesn't even crack a little smile or nothing. And then every movie past that, he's just so serious and gruff and bold. What happened to him?
Maybe a warlock showed him his future. He's like, uh-oh.
Your daughter's gonna prop you around like a cardboard cutout.
I don't really feel that jovial anymore. In the end,
this next decade is going to be rough.
Rick Levine touched his forehead.
Yeah, open up his third eye.
Let me open up your third eye. No. Close it. Yeah.
Pause.
What if it was, let's open up your turd eye, and it would be like...
saving... So, I've not clicked pause so many times where I'm like, what if it was Cockstar? What if it was... And I'm glad you've now done one, because that lets me just go completely free with it. Okay. Turd eye would be funny. Be worried about pink eye pretty quickly.
That's if you're, you're like an astrology or tarot card reader. That's also a molester. That you open up the third eye. Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
Segue. New topic.
Segue. I just got a 3D printer, and I had some grand schemes with it. Right, things I was going to make, and the idea initially was I was going to go into Blender. I was going to make an awesome 3D bust
Yeah.
And then
you had this plan like 1 week ago. What went wrong?
Okay, yeah. Wait, did I tell it last podcast?
Pause.
What if it was DD bust, like double D's bust?
That would be the last thing I print, dude. Are you kidding me?
Play.
I think you mentioned that you were getting one
Okay.
and that you wanted to use Blender.
Yes, I want to use Blender, make
It's
or
hard-
3D
kinda
print it,
hard to use.
put it into a silica or make a silicone mold with it, and then pour ceramics into that. Make some busts that I would then paint and send out to fans. That was my
It's a
idea.
good idea, and the fans
Thought it
would
was
love that.
Thought it was a cool idea. In that way, because I feel like when people get 3D printed stuff, they're like, oh, useful, but also kind of plastic trash. And so I was like, how can I use a 3D printer to ultimately make something, use it as like a tool to make something else? And so I got this one from my brother, and he sold it to me for $500. And he had
Scam.
printed some stuff on it, and it was
Artist.
yeah, and it was A-okay. I get it, and I do all the calibrations and stuff, and I print one thing with it, which is an Instax Mini picture frame, which didn't turn out very well, but it works.
It's like
And
a,
then
what, like a little for the like
it's
little
yeah
tiny
for the
photos.
yeah you just
Okay.
slide the
Little Polaroid
Instax
ones
into
or
it.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would show it to you, but I think it's on Abby's desk. And then
Pause.
I still don't have it. It's still on Abby's desk. So
Okay.
yeah, I just want to
Thanks.
pause and say that.
Play.
And I went to after you're finished with that, you have to take all the filament out of the extruder, and so you heat it up really hot, and it poops out all the rest of the filament, so it doesn't just sit.
Pause.
Yeah, that I don't like that. I don't like the
What?
snores in the middle of me
I'm
talking.
sorry. I once again spaced out during this part, and I didn't even realize I did that. Yeah, it's just kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, it's what they
It's-
call a dick move.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's rude.
Yeah. I'll start doing it to you if you want me to. I can.
Please, please. I can't take it.
Play.
Side of it, right?
It's like,
And so I went to go
when
like
you wring
cook-
out your pocket pussy. Is that what you want to
Bingo.
hear?
No, that's
Great.
yeah,
is
that's
that
what the
you wanna
truckers
hear,
that are
dude?
listening want to hear. Yeah, sorry, was this getting too nerdy and technical? You had to drop that in there. Fuck. Let me talk.
Sorry.
As soon as I went to go heat it up to extrude the last bit, it sparked on me and it hasn't worked since. It immediately, I did one print, it self-combusted. Then
Sparked on you like when you shoot a hooker with lightning.
What the I look
sorry,
underneath
go.
it, the fucking bottom of the extruder looks like someone's cooked cheese on it.
Cooked
It's
cheese.
com-
Like when I look. I'm sorry.
Pause.
What am I going for here? What,
I don't-
Why am I? I think at this point I realized I was so out of gas. I was just trying to make something. I do still think sparked on her, but like when you shoot a hooker with lightning, he's funny.
Yeah, it is.
It's not, I don't know why I said that. I don't know where I was going with the next one. Jeez, I think what I was doing. I was trying to force that like stuff. What is that like things?
Yeah.
I just wanted it, and I wasn't ready for it. So I apologize again for just kind of the rude interruptions,
Yeah, it's fine.
past and present.
Play.
He's breaker. You turned your camera off.
And
Pause.
see, at this part, you just missed it again. But I was thinking for about 30 minutes, like, my girlfriend left this vape here. I really want to hit it, but I don't want to ruin the flow of conversation. So I almost brilliantly bombed a joke. Then I turned my camera off as another joke. But I only turned my camera off on OBS, not on the actual thing. So then you see me when you're like, what? Where'd you go? I'm like, I hit a vape really quick and throw it down. Don't acknowledge it.
Okay.
So I was trying to do that really, in a way you'd never see.
Why are
And
you
then Stealth
ashamed
was
of
gonna
it?
see Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to hit it, but it would
Yeah.
have been sitting there for so long that I thought I would. And then I also, once again, like if the family sees it, I don't want them to see me like.
Well, it's weird
greedily
because,
hitting
like,
a vape.
You're only blocking it from me. Everybody else that watches the podcast will see it.
See, I thought
So
I was
you're-
blocking it from everyone.
Oh, okay. Because
and I
you're
didn't click it off on OBS.
you're literally blocking it on the one person that wouldn't judge
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
at
see,
all.
sometimes, the road to hell or whatever is paved with good intentions. And I was trying to be really sneaky. And what I've now done is actually draw a lot more attention to it. Because once again, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
So just airing it all out now that we're in our tell-all episode. So
Play.
Where'd the camera go?
no.
Okay, so the basically, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Keith, you do a lot of 3D printing. Can you show me what your like extruder tip looks like? Because mine just looks like it looks like it's just been sitting in salt water. It looks like it was just retrieved out of the Titanic or something. And he sends me his. I know he 3D prints every day. He always has it printing. And he sends me back an extruder tip that looks like it's out of like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like it's just like pristine, like light is bouncing off of it. It's in like this beautiful self-contained closure thing. Something's up with my brother printed something that is, there's something going wrong with this thing. I got scammed.
Made a wife out of 3D printing material.
I don't know. It's fucked up. It immediately now it's just a big paperweight that's sitting there. And it stinks something awful when it prints. Like it was like, I was like, dude, I'm afraid to
it's like
leave this for any
stinking.
I'm afraid to leave it
At least
for
it's
any
only
amount of time.
$500.
Yeah. I feel like I was scammed a little bit.
I said scam artist as a joke. I didn't know that was going into like genuine.
Yeah. It's genuine. It's genuine.
But it still prints things.
No, it's broken. It's completely busted.
Oh.
It did that one and then it never worked again.
At least you got your plastic photo frame out
Picture
of it.
frame. It didn't even turn out well.
Can you turn that into a bust somehow?
No, I want to ceramic print a bunch of Instax picture frames.
You could take a selfie and put it in there and then send that to a viewer.
If I was a viewer, I'd be upset that I got this level of dog shit. The first print was so bad.
Yeah.
It like hurts to hold. It's like sharp. It's like sharp on the edges.
It's like shooting sparks out of it.
It stinks and it hurts to hold. Okay.
Goop.
Yeah.
I don't really.
So that dream's over. Oh well.
Well, I mentioned this when you mentioned the 3D printer before, but I think we should get into making figurines or stuffed animals. And I've also been watching this guy on TikTok that makes resin dioramas. Looks very time consuming and difficult, but making a little diorama could be fun. Send that out to a viewer. It's like when we did
why don't we make like hundreds of
why don't we make out? Stall, clip that.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I was gonna say, why don't we make ships in a bottle and send it out to all the fucking viewers? No, I'm not making a bunch of dioramas.
Well, like you could be like cool ones. Like, here's the podcast.
Like us
sitting and then just fill it with resin.
Yeah.
Like 2 action
isometric
figures.
view of Darkside Phil beating up in his computer.
Yeah, you can drop like trash and stuff in it and it'll look like it's floating. So you can put all sorts of stuff in the resin, it'll just stay there when it hardens. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, what we should do is we should get 2 pieces of wood and conjoin them to make a table, but leave a gap in between and then fill that with blue resin to make like a river. It'll be like a river table.
My uncle made a fuck ton of those like 4 years ago, and every time I saw one on Facebook, I was like, I get a certain type of person would eat this shit up.
Yeah.
But you better not be giving me one of those for Christmas. Okay.
The type of people that eat those up also have like
pause.
How ungrateful he comes across. You'd be lucky. That uncle's never given me a Christmas present. I wouldn't take a free table. Just kind of rude to his uncle and ungrateful.
And we're snooty. We're snooty, dude.
Snooty about it too. Yeah, I'm not liking how he's just kind of being like, I don't want that table. You wish you got that table.
You wish
bitch.
you were offered. Yeah.
Yeah. You think you couldn't use another table? It's absolute pussy. Sorry. Look on.
Play.
My uncle.
Live, laugh, love signs all in their house, and
it's like the people home.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
A chalk paint wall.
Hey, to each their own. Okay, I got a lot of family members that ate that shit up.
I think every family member I have has all that crap in their house.
I'm the crazy one in my like my.
We
luckily
really
my-
don't
my-
have a lot of room to talk. I got like
Yeah.
a bunch of dog
I mean,
shit behind me. You got a Bart rug on a tripod.
Listen, man, where am I supposed to put it? The ground? Get dirt on it?
I got to step on Bart. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, I've got
And
no,
that
I've
and
got
that
no room to talk.
rocket gumball machine's from Big and Rich.
That is, I've got to say that a couple times around that family because I think they love Big and Rich. I said, well, you know, one of them, I can't remember which one. I think Big used to have a gumball machine that looks like a rocket. And then I think he fell into like financial hard times and he sold like all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Guess who's got it? It does not work.
You guys aren't listening to enough Big and Rich. He had to sell his items to me.
Save a gumball, use a rocket. Yeah. Not funny. So moving along.
Is that their only song?
I actually like as a joke when I got it, I listened to him on stream for a while and I saved one song because I was like, I would listen to this.
Yeah.
Do not remember what it was called. I think it's called Big Sun, maybe.
I think my brother went to a concert for some like big country name, and he was like Big and Rich opened for them, and that was the best show I've ever seen in my life. And it was just so. He was like they were great live performance, and then the actual like headliner shows up, and it was immediate like downgrade and energy and everything.
What's his name? What's the one guy's name? Big Kenny?
Yeah,
Under the Sun by Big Kenny. I have that song added to my playlist. So,
was it good?
Yeah.
Play the entire song.
No.
We're gonna take a little musical break.
It was. I'd say it was like just out of his songs, the best one that I heard.
Yeah,
but it's nothing great. And while we're doing this, I know he likes that song, and I don't know why he's trying to downplay it. Oh, it's just out of his songs. He listens to that. Okay, not regularly, but he doesn't skip it, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He's just really trying to downplay that.
It's not downplaying. It really takes. You're vulnerable. It's like you're really vulnerable when you go out on a limb and say, "I like that," because you're opening yourself up to criticism.
It's so easy to be so pessimistic.
Yeah.
You go, that table, bullshit. That song, for idiots.
Yeah.
When it's like, what's really brave is going, you know what? Yeah, I like that. And I like that. I love that gumball machine.
Yep.
Which one owned it again? You don't even know which gumball machine you got? Why do you have it then? It's just like, just pissing me off a little.
Just own up and like things. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. He should get that through his fucking big ass head.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about him.
Play.
It's musical break. I kind of have to pee.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That sounds good. Yeah. I just finished my soda pop. Usually I do this thing. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a recurring. I wouldn't call it a bit. It's just a recurring thing that happens. I finish my drink, and then I probably try to sip from an empty cup 12 times and get frustrated each time.
Yeah, I do that.
Because it's empty, and I go, fuck, I want to go get another drink, but I can't on account of me having a conversation.
Have you ever spit a loogie in a can and then gone for that last sip and then sipped a little loogie?
No, I don't.
Me neither.
I don't do a lot of spitting, to be honest. I swallow.
You get a tummy ache if you swallow enough loogies, I've found. But okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, me too. Be right back.
Pause.
So he can talk so freely about accidentally sipping down loogies all the time, but he's scared to be truly vulnerable about Under the Sun. I find that interesting.
Yeah.
The more ridiculous and far-fetched, the easier it is.
Mm-hmm.
The more gross. But when it comes to something so human, he can't do it. And then they go to the bathroom like all the fucking time.
It's like these guys are aging or something. Small bladders.
And then this one turns his camera off. That one leaves his camera on. It's I guess this part gets cut.
It probably does in most episodes. I've also been, I always go like, hey, I'm going to go up and use the bathroom. Sometimes when I get to the bathroom, I realize that there's a little dribble has already started in the pants, and the front of my pants are a little bit wet.
See, for me, it's on the way back.
Oh, really?
You couldn't just shake it a little long. Like, why are you in such a big rush? And then it's like actually a blessing that my camera's off because I come back and the front of my shorts are completely wet.
Well, what you do is I've noticed like in public and stuff, I usually not only do I wring it out, but then I blot the end of it with just a single piece of toilet paper.
But you're in public, you're at a urinal.
Oh, I don't use urinals.
Well, you see, I prefer stalls too.
Yeah.
Players,
I will push a handicapped person out of the way to get to a stall. This guy's loud.
The burping, pretty gross.
Pretty gross. And didn't he just say that can was empty and then there he is sipping from it?
Is that a new one or is
he lying?
Is he doing that bit again?
Not a funny bit. I hate that guy.
And he used a good term earlier. I wrote it down, sitting fatly, I think is awesome. And I don't know. It's like he's owning it. Look at him looking around. Oh, what's taking this guy so long? He's like, where could he be?
Oh, clearing my throat.
Well, you build up some phlegm in 20 seconds.
I hope I fucking check an imaginary watch. Yeah.
It's just the theatrics of an asshole. Of just kind of like an insecure dipshit.
No, I disagree with you. I think this guy rules. Yeah. I think he knows his time's worth something, and so he gets agitated, tries to make subtle cues to let people know that, speed it up.
You know what? I agree with you now too. Also, the other guy's just kind of too much of a yes man, and he's kind of taking up company time because his bathroom's a little further. What's he doing now? Letting Pip out because Pip was by the door. So he's going to come back with some dipshit excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It took me so long. My dog has to pee every once in a while. Everyone's does, dude. Find another time for it. Yeah. This is limited time. This is for the viewers. This is for the fucking employees. God, he's gone a while.
Yeah, it's we could skip ahead if you wanted to, but because I think I'm sitting here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Be. It can't possibly be.
I think we might have a Dark Side Phil moment here where I get bored.
Yeah. Clean up the whole room, then jerk off. Oh, you could actually get a lot done during this time. You could be researching.
I could be doing something. I don't know what I'm doing.
What does an FM radio look like?
No, I'm not going to look that up.
What does AM stand for?
I was probably looking up GTA RP stuff going, what's going on in RP right now? I want to jack back into the real world.
Yeah. How are my followers? When I went to the door, Pip was waiting out by the outdoor door.
That's a weak excuse, dude. That's weak. Take a little poopy poo.
Yeah, he did have to poop though real bad, and it was
I've had a problem with
wet.
My dog running off into the woods recently. We've had like a pretty solid, like we have a tree line that usually she stays within. And then now she's just decided, fuck it, dude. I'm running through the woods. I'm going to the neighbor's house. Like and she plays in the neighbor's yard. Yeah.
You should put monsters in the woods.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like the village.
Well, she used to be so fearful, and now she's done what a lot of old ladies do, and they just go, you know what, fuck it. I don't care. What are they going to do? Stop me?
I got the woods and die.
Yeah, my mom used to go to the grocery store and fight the cashier over coupons because she's like, it's a 15-year-old kid. I'll be able to bully him into buying this food for this much. And I feel like my dog has the same mentality where it's just like, I'm an old-ass woman. I don't fucking give a shit no more. What are they going to do, beat me when I get home? They're not going to hit me.
Hey, just won't. Put some beer in that water bowl.
Yeah.
Got my mom mentality.
Yeah. Why don't you fill that up with Bud Light?
Don't be shy.
Yeah. And so I was talking to my neighbor. God, I hope they don't find this podcast. They probably wouldn't like me anyways if they found this podcast. But
I've thought about that a million times. Neighbors finding things.
I keep meeting her out at the at her mailbox, and I just get the feeling that she is maybe on pills, like some sort of pills. She's just kind of like aimlessly hanging around, like with like a bathrobe on, like.
I'm just waiting for the mail.
She's cool. No, she's cool as hell. But she gives me like uh, uh, like she's got like hippie vibes. She's like a hippie old lady, and
So she's
and
probably
she's-
on some reefer.
she doesn't strike.
Pause.
Do you know that movie Secret Window with Johnny Depp?
No. Is it the one where he's an author?
Yes, and he has that
they
bathrobe
put
with
the
the.
Chihuahua's head on the plate or whatever.
I don't think so.
Or
I
is
think
it a dog?
he like kills his wife. I think.
Oh, then maybe I don't.
Like buries corn over her body,
Oh.
grows corn off of her. His like look in that movie is what My Neighbor looks like. Just like bathrobe with like frayed pockets and like just wanders around and
You're painting a very confusing picture here too, because you go, she looks like she's on pills.
yeah.
So I'm thinking wine mom on some like
Like
trazodone.
a
Then you go, she strikes me as a hippie, and I go, oh, so she's probably on weed. And you go, no,
I
no.
not like the weed vibe, but I'm saying
Okay.
just like imagine your stepdad, but slurring his speech as if he's on pills, and kind of
See, that's
obviously
interesting.
confused about where he is, going like, oh, the mailbox is right here. Cool.
I just
now
haven't met that archetype much. When I meet a
Yeah.
hippie type, they're on acid or
I meant
shrooms.
visually hippie,
Okay,
and then separating
like Burning Man type.
Burning Man. I always think of like people like L.A. meets steampunk is with like beads and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like tapestry on the wall.
Yes, tapestry
of,
on
like,
the wall.
tie-dye
Yeah,
circle or something.
No tie-dye circle, but definitely maybe a tapestry of sorts.
Okay.
A little bit higher end hippie, I think is.
Okay.
Yeah, like a hippie with money.
Be with pill money.
Yeah, yeah.
With insurance. Okay.
Hippie with
Interesting.
pill money.
I just lost my pen.
All right.
Play.
Strike me as that type, but she
Okay.
does strike me as someone that's on opiates or something, just kind of like hanging out. But I was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about my dog being in your yard," and she's like, "I didn't even know you had a dog." I was like, "Well,
What dog?
Yeah, she's like, "What dog?" I'm like, "She's been there. Trust me. Because I'll call her and I'll see her leave your yard through the woods and come into my yard to come back, or go through the woods to get into my yard. So she's just going around. It's scary. I'm afraid she's gonna get hit by a car or something like that.
That is
And now I'm thinking
scary.
about leaving this state. Abby's like, "You need to get a fence for the backyard." You know how much a fence costs?
No. But-
Fuck no, dude. I assume a lot. I
mean,
don't know.
because I've been looking at houses. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need a Pip. Will just go. He'll leave.
Yeah.
And I asked Chum, and he said you can get a fence for $5,000, which is a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it is.
I'm assuming it depends on the type of fence too. I don't want chain link.
No,
I want beautiful privacy fence, wood, 15 feet tall, maybe 20. I want to blot out
Do you
the
remember
sun.
that guy that shot up Las Vegas? And they went back to his like neighborhood, and they were like, "We need to talk to the neighbors," because nobody could figure out like what made him snap. Like he was like the big mystery of like, usually they leave a manifesto, or there's been like some indication of a history of violence or something. Everybody was the only like thing that they could get on him was his neighbors were like, he moved in and he built a real tall privacy fence right away. I knew he was up
That
to no
is
good.
kinda, like, depending on the height, very suspicious. Like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like I would
It
definitely
went
be.
up to the it looked like something out of Fortnite. It just
Yeah.
went up into the stratosphere.
I would be incredibly suspicious if somebody.
I remember seeing it, and I think it was just like a 6-foot privacy fence. And I remember the lady in the news. I was like, I'm on his side. They're like, I'm sorry, but I'm on the shooter's side on this one. This lady seems like she's in his fucking business.
Not the first time you've
You
said
know.
that, but just to play devil's advocate. But
I usually do find
the
some
fence
sort
could
of
have been
kinship.
taller,
Yeah.
more
If I was him,
private.
I would have built it taller.
Metal fence.
Pause.
Is there any like building statutes or anything? Like, can you just build like a Robinson Crusoe wall around your house?
I don't know what that means.
Like the
But I'm gonna say
logs
yes.
that are then sharpened to a point.
Oh,
Like the big pencils, basically.
like the forest
yes.
fence.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it does depend on your like zoning and stuff. Once again, guys, as you've seen, we have no idea. But I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And you can. You can.
Really?
Especially if you're in Colorado.
That sounds...
You could definitely... Because there's
awesome.
creatures.
Yeah.
There's a lot more creatures.
Bigfoot could be, possibly. He's more of a West Coast guy, I think. But, like, he could make the walk. And that terrifies me. Yeah.
Bobcat, cougar.
Yeah, that's scary. Well, they could probably climb a fence like that.
That's what the points are for.
That's true. That's true.
And that's why you put barbed wire on the... It's called barbed wire, actually.
Yeah. Set that off. All right, I'm gonna start it back up.
Play.
Yeah, I'm like, my mom, she just lives in the woods, and they got that crazy ass bulldog, and like he'll just chase deer into the woods. I'm like, I don't know how you deal with that at a point. They've got things now. You can get like,
Wait, the one I met?
yeah,
that dog needs to hang up that fucking those dreams, dude.
I mean, it's not
that dog is not catching a deer.
No, but
the
it
dog's
wants
legs
to.
are like that long.
It's faster than it looks. Okay, and it can jump to the neck of a
Pause.
deer.
Yeah, really defensive about this dog, dude. That dog is.
He seems to. He normally shits on this dog, but then as soon as somebody else brings up that it's a slow, fat little beast, he's like, it's actually the fastest dog in America.
Yeah. Actually,
I've seen it kill a
scientists
deer.
don't understand how it goes that fast. Okay.
I will say it can jump very high, but it did recently tear something in its leg because of its jumping.
For the record, guys, this is the dog that I heard struggle to breathe while sitting still.
And
This dog's not an athlete.
I will say, though, that you are, for a bulldog, this is the most athletic bulldog you've ever seen in your life, okay?
I've
This
seen that
dog-
one bulldog that can get on a skateboard.
This dog can build a skateboard. So. I'll do you one better. And they should be putting up those Alex Caruso style walls or whatever they're called around the
Robinson
perimeter.
Crusoe, the guy
Crusoe.
that gets like stranded on an island or whatever. Robinson Crusoe.
In real life or a movie
It's
or
a book.
something?
It's like a famous book.
Hatchet?
No, not. Hey, God,
only
I
read
wish we
Hatchet.
were smarter and stuff and could know things. But
it's
Robinson
like
Crusoe, I think, might be a real person. There's no way. Well, now
Alex
I'm like,
Caruso might be one of the Wizards of Waverly Place siblings, but
I'm super self-conscious now because I've read the book, but it's been so long. Robinson Crusoe. Oh, it's an English adventure novel. It published in 1719.
like 1010.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, he was a castaway, and then he's on a remote desert island. Okay, and he comes
And
in
you just
contact
expect-
with cannibals. It's like Dante's Inferno. Like it's like
Okay,
Moby
so
Dick.
classic.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
a
I was
classic.
gonna say, how dare you just pull out this 17th? or
The
16th
only
century
books
book
that survive from those eras
and be
are
like,
famous.
you know, it's a Robinson Crusoe wall. Well, excuse me, I don't know what that means. And
that means big wall with pointy tips. Okay.
say the forest. Say the walls from the forest. And let's just say if they built them at my mom's, they'd have to be 20 feet tall, so that dog couldn't jump them. Fiddler on the roof. That's also all.
What?
Like,
I think.
you can get now like collar with some sort of Google fence or some shit. You can get like, you can map out a fence, and then if your dog gets close to it, it'll just be like, that's not real. Beep, beep, beep. I don't know if it'll like shock the shit out of them. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't want to shock Pep, but
Yeah.
Pause.
I do want to say that I was embarrassed, I think, at the moment to say this, but we've bought an electric fence. I spent hundreds of dollars on it. I just have to install it, and I just haven't because that would take so long. I have to trench like an entire perimeter around my backyard. It's the kind where you like put the wire down underground, and then if the collar goes over the wire, then it shocks them. So I had to like trench hundreds of feet around my backyard.
I get that, but yeah, it's funny that you own the solution. And here we are talking about potential solutions, and you're just going, yeah, maybe. I can maybe do that.
Yeah.
You got it. You own it. You own the solution
I own
currently.
it. And so, well, the one that you're talking about with the radius and stuff, it uses like Wi-Fi or something. That sounds so much easier. I'm almost
Once again, not sure if that's a real thing, but somebody did tell me about that once. And it could very well be real.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that to me in passing. Actually, no, I overheard someone at a restaurant talking about that.
Have you ever like had someone lie to you and then you turn around and pass it off as like fact, and then you find out it's a lie and you go like, oh fuck.
Really, we like self-perpetuate. We're like, we'll talk about shit on here, and I'm like, I think I heard someone say, and it's us not knowing the first time. And then it just becomes part of like my like lexicon of like, that's real.
Yeah.
That is real. I heard 2 scholars talking about it, I believe, on NPR. I don't remember. I think I heard it on AM radio.
Yeah. So it was a documentary about a guy that has an AM radio station in his neighborhood, and it was like a crime watch or something.
Like when classes went online in college, I think they talked about it in a lecture or something. I don't remember, but there's this guy named Alex Caruso, and he makes walls. And they'll shock the shit out of a dog. I'm pretty sure. They're like 4 feet tall, but they have electricity. I'm not exactly sure. They're made of wood. Electric current bearing wood.
Guys, if this doesn't get across our intellect level, then I don't know what. Like things that
I don't think we should be shining a light on all this. Okay, I don't think we should be.
Yeah. Okay. Keep in mind, the shit that we're reviewing right now was recorded less than 1 week ago. I don't remember I've said these things, and I'm kind of like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? What an idiot! When you email me and you go, hey, 3 years ago when you said this on the podcast, do you understand the guy that said that is a completely different person? Probably doesn't even share the same morals or anything. Like, I'll probably listen to that episode and go like,
remember.
I don't even remember. I probably don't even like that guy that said whatever he said.
And that can change next week, though.
Yeah. Next week, I might think he rocks. Okay.
Yeah. Next week, you could quote me, and I'd be like, that's actually really wise. I wonder who said that. Paul Onion? Who said that? He's the guy that built the tallest tree in America.
Yeah.
But guys, just keep in mind though, also we are pretty smart, so
yeah,
pass along this stuff we say. Pass it on.
Oh, we both have control over it, dude.
I've got a pen in this hand, dude. I can't click the button.
I thought your arm was primed, ready to click.
Hold on, I can click it. Let me find that little button.
Nope, I had the pin in my hand.
Play.
Now, I don't really want to. Well,
I wouldn't mind. I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, if I could put some sort of berserker drug into him, puts him in a frenzy.
Yeah, I think a big problem with my dog is the lack of consistency between how adults treat her. Where Abby seems to think it's okay to open up the front door and go run out there, Gwen. Meet with the family that just pulled in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that she thinks that's okay now. So now she goes to the front yard when the UPS guy's there. And if I was a UPS man and saw that dog running at me, like, I might gun it down. You know, like if that happens, I'm going to be super pissed. But at the same time, I'm going to be like,
that little fat old lady meandering towards me. Yeah. The wide gate.
Yeah. Well, her head's big. She looks like she could bite. You know, she's got
bite
like a
force
big old
is
head.
that of a larger dog.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe even like a crocodile.
Possibly even a croc. And I just feel like she should be relegated to the backyard. But if I put one of those stupid neck collars on there, I feel like, you know, my father-in-law would come over and be like, I'm taking Gwen out in the front yard. And then immediately Gwen's like getting tased. And he probably doesn't know what the hell's going on. I don't think.
I think you should have to wear the dog collar first for a day.
I legitimately think that, yeah. Any punishment that you're going to dole out to somebody else, you should be able to sit through it yourself.
Pause.
Now let me ask, were you planning on doing that with the electric fence you've already purchased?
Yeah. Yeah, before like I put like the collar on Gwen and I have it set up.
Before trenching it?
Not
what if you do all the trench work and then you try it and you're like, damn, that's got some...
No, I would plug it in and then I would have the collar and make it induce a shock, put it on, Because it's a she's
like changed
she's,
you.
she's like a dainty girl, dude. I'm not gonna
What if-
put some collar on her that's gonna burn her little skin or something.
It's true, but would you put some hair around your neck? Because you wouldn't be able to totally tell.
Nah, I would just put it right here on my little Adam's apple.
Hair's conductive.
Is it? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'll put it on
When-
top of my head then.
When people get electrocuted, their hair goes up, which means it's shooting out signals to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Play.
So I'll probably wear it for like a week.
It was like 2 episodes ago. We were talking about mashing people into meat cubes. I don't think you should have to try like all punishments first, but like the lesser ones that I could handle.
Yeah,
For sure.
well, the ones that I would dole out to my own family. I would
Yeah.
assume meat cubing people would be people outside my family.
Criminals.
People outside my family, they're all
Yeah.
criminals. Every last one of yous.
Anyone
I
that
don't
walks by
trust
my
them.
house, mailman.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you had kids, by the way, would you be comfortable sending them off to a summer camp?
I don't know. It depends, because like I've thought about. I mean, I haven't really thought about that, but like I remember when my siblings wanted to go to like the camp I went to when I was a kid. It's crazy how when you just get like a little bit older, you just become so much more like. I don't think they
Fearful
should
of
be
the
running
world.
around. They're doing all
Yeah.
that stuff, but like I had a total blast. But there's like weird stuff going on there, and like no rules. Like I don't know if I necessarily want to send my kids into that.
Yeah.
I saw a man tuck his penis between his legs and call it a mangina. It's like, I don't know if I'd want that. But there's some summer camps that are just like for pussies, which you could probably send a kid to. They'd be fine.
I've noticed that most summer camps, the
religious.
counselors are just like teenagers.
Yeah, they're just teenagers that used to be
And teenagers
campers.
can't handle themselves, really. I mean,
No.
and so
probably
I got
good for
two
'em.
daughters. I'm not gonna fucking send them off to stay with teenagers for a week. I'd be surprised if they come home.
Come
I
home smoking
legitimately,
reefer.
I would just be surprised if they were alive at the end of the week. Legitimately,
Start
because if you
writing
gave
up
me
their-
like a 4-year-old to watch over when I was a teenager, that kid would be dead immediately. I'd be like, you have to pee again? You
Yeah.
just peed 2 days ago. Jesus.
Why take a nap in the microwave?
Pause.
I wouldn't do that. I just want to clarify, guys. I think that's actually pretty disgusting to say.
Yeah.
I don't know why he'd say that. So, yeah, he would actually be really good.
Yeah, and I do
When
want
I went
to.
to
If you
What?
pause that again, I do want to stress that I wouldn't like murder these kids. They would die out of negligence because like a teenager is so self-centered. The last thing they care about is babysitting a 4-year-old.
Yeah. They would just let it die.
Yeah, on accident.
would.
They would come back and be like, oh, like they would feel bad, but they'd be like, I was supposed to.
They would.
Yeah, they would, not us.
We would be pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what, you want to watch Bluey or something? Cocomelon?
Kids love Bluey.
And then I'd probably just read a book, like some sort of, book about English adventure,
Hmm.
which I enjoy. So let's see how they finish this one out, because I remember it ending really strong.
Play.
Camp Indian Springs when I was a kid, and like it was just lawless. Yeah, it was absolutely lawless.
I don't know. Some teenagers aren't like, they wouldn't kill a kid right away. I think. I guess you
they're
didn't
not
have
gonna
like
kill him
little
right away,
siblings.
but you got him for a week.
Like, I feel
4
like I
days
had
in.
to babysit a lot when I was like a teenager. It was fine.
Well,
but
you're
I
a
don't
little bit more
trust-
level-headed.
I don't trust, those hippie kids out at camp.
Yeah.
There was kids there that would be at that camp for like 3 months straight. It's like those parents, I don't know what they're doing, fuck fest or something at home, but like they hate that kid.
Wait,
And they're
they would
loaded.
the kid would sleep at the camp, and
There
he
was
would
a
just be there.
kid from Mexico, and he would literally be there for like 4 months. And he just lived.
That's insane.
He just lived at the camp.
That's insane.
It's kind of, I mean, at the time I was like, this is the luckiest kid ever. And now I'm like,
And then-
ooh.
That's the saddest.
Yeah.
Pause.
You know what? There's at my kid's school, we go get her right when school gets out at I don't want to say the time because then you'll figure out what school. But we go get her actually a little bit after 2.
Don't want to say it. Well, okay.
Well, you have
Twist my
to.
arm.
You have to get this. Okay.
Okay.
There's then like sometimes we'll go to dinner and we'll drive away to go and we'll pass by the school to go to dinner. There'll still be kids waiting for their parents to pick them up at like 6 o'clock. It's like, dude, that's insane to get to school at what, 8:15 or something like that, and then get picked up from school by your parents at like 6:30.
12 hours later.
Yeah. And then, they have the drive home, which I would assume since a bus isn't taking them home or anything and they're paying for like after school, they probably live outside the district, which means they probably have another 30 minutes. That kid probably gets home and just sits down in his house and eats dinner for maybe an hour before bedtime. Like, that's ridiculous. That's a shitty life for a kid. I feel bad for him.
Not a lot of playtime.
Not a lot of playtime, not a lot of time with parents.
Unless
I try to
the
spend
after school's fun.
I try to spend at least 4 hours a day with my kids. I clock out at 5, and I hang out with them until they go to sweeps. And
That's nice.
well, yeah. I feel like you're an asshole if you have a kid and you're just like, see them like an hour a day.
Well, what if they suck?
It's probably because of you. Actually, no. Sometimes they'll go through like a phase where you're like, who the fuck are you? Like, you little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
rotten seed.
yeah.
Great.
But
Old eggs.
that can be fixed with discipline, with proper discipline and rigid
Medication.
schedules. Yeah, with medication. Yes.
Antidepressant kid.
Yep.
Kid type.
The trick is you want to get them on SSRIs by the time they're 2, and that way they're nice and even keel. They don't even care about nothing.
They won't know what they lost.
Mm-hmm. My kid hasn't cried since she was 2 because of the SSRIs.
Ideally, if they could see the world in black and white, like literally, and not really feel, you could create a super kid.
Yeah.
So that would be actually pretty interesting. That's like The Giver, I think.
It sucks that like all like the interesting things that you would want to do with like, what if you just raised a person to only eat one thing, or like what if you raised a kid like
fake language?
Yeah. Unfortunately, all those things are just incredibly abusive and horrible because it is real, But I'm hoping
to live back in the days, when you had 13 kids, and it's like it doesn't matter really if 2 of them are insane.
Yeah.
Because they'll also probably die.
Yeah.
Like my grandma, I think, had 12 siblings. Like they could have run experiments.
They could have, yeah.
On 10 of them. They'd still have 3.
What's up with that, dude? My grandma's I think she's 1 of 10. That's a lot of kids.
They had I don't know. I know for my grandma, it was like they just need more people to like tend
the farm.
The house. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that was my grandma as well.
Go wash clothes and shit.
It's just a weird concept.
Point, it's like isn't diminishing. Yeah, where it's like
so many mouths.
We have to wash a lot more clothes.
Yeah.
Kill a lot more chickens because there's 13 fucking kids. And I feel like it's like pop out 1 super kid.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that once again, real vague, real surface level knowledge. I've heard that.
He's heard it.
I've heard, and I don't even know an exact figure, but the number big. Okay, more than interesting enough that I would bring it up as a point.
I'll buy that. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll buy that.
It's an astonishing. Sociologists basically have come down and said that like it's an astonishing few percentage that actually do most of the work in society and in the economy. Like the bottom 40% or something like that could basically die off and like the economy wouldn't change or probably would do better.
Numbers just completely made in your head currently, but damn, 40. I'll do you one better. 98. 98% of us could just explode. Well, it's like anyone but the ultra wealthy. Like the 1%, I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Like they're the ones that get shit done.
Yeah. No. I mean, people in like the poverty line, like they don't do a lot of big purchases. They don't finance much. They don't go out and do a lot of frivolous shopping because they don't have expendable. They like, I guess paying rent probably doesn't add that much to the economy, I would think. But the more you spend, the more you circulate the waters of commerce.
Yeah, see, that's where I help out because it's like I don't really do a lot.
Yeah, you don't
but I
contribute a
spend
lot, but you do contribute by taking part in capitalism. That's the important part.
Yep.
Yep.
I keep the economy flowing.
Yep. That's what it's
So
about.
when you go into your Robinhood and you see that red arrow pointing down, put it on me. I can take it. I need to be buying more.
Yeah.
I deleted that bidding website like a month ago to save money, and now look at my Robinhood.
Yeah.
What have I done?
Yeah.
You got to spend money to make money. I didn't know what that meant until now. But it's like I haven't bought an NVIDIA graphics card in a while. Well, shit, how are those stocks doing? Not great.
The other, wait, hold on, let me check.
Or are they? I have no idea.
Like
They're not great, I'm going to say.
The one like super vocal pro-Trump guy in Discord is BTorrent, you know him. And every time I fucking go in there, I'm like, hey, dude, what about your guy? Huh? What's going on with my stock portfolio, man?
Why, when I look at my year-to-date on Robinhood, do I want to cry?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be my retirement.
Yeah. I like two things, my stock portfolio and my national parks, and both are getting raped into the dirt, okay? Give me some fucking slack here. But you know what they say, this stuff only matters to you once it's affecting stuff in your direct sphere. And
for some.
Boy, yeah, for some. But really it hits it home when the national park's getting pooped on.
If I find out that fences have gone up in price,
that's going to be huge. Let me tell you something. Zeechum told you $5,000 for a fence. I had a pretty small backyard, and I had to spend $7,000 to put a fence on it during COVID. So
I didn't think it was worth a pause, but that was another one of those numbers that I just pulled out of my head because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it's probably more than that. It's probably double that.
He might have said 50. I'm not sure. And also, it's completely dependent on the size of the fence and the material.
Yeah.
But I think all fences are like $5,000. Kind of just like the standard number for what a fence is.
5,000. You want that brick? You want it steel? Yeah. How tall do you want it?
It does not matter. Does not matter. That's just like one of the shitty parts about a fence. Like you could have 10 square feet. It's going to cost the same as, fencing in a fucking park.
Yeah.
Like it's just how it is. So
awesome.
All right. Let's see what they're up to. Probably in the middle of a sentence, and we won't remember what they were talking about, which has happened about every time we pause. I'm like, what are they talking about? Doesn't really matter. But let's see.
Play.
Yeah. That's
like Harry Potter when everybody's like, oh, I gotta go home for the holidays. Oh, Harry, you're so lucky you get to stay at Hogwarts. And then Harry's like sad because he's just there by himself at Hogwarts.
It's like the Holdovers.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, but I've gathered that's the plot, so good reference on my part. I'm scraping the fucking bottom of the barrel here, man. This is what we call a backloaded month, where we're meeting in person in like a week, and we have just been planning for that, and just came into this fucking. Sometimes you shoot at the hip and you shoot a blank.
Yeah, tank's empty. Tank's empty and weird. You know what?
But
Alec Baldwin. What you do is you underperform at the beginning of the month, and then when we meet up in person, that follow-up episode
and then even
is so
Eric
much better.
Emails like, Jesus Christ, guys. I tossed you a fucking softball pitch. You just had to do just some middling.
Yeah, you actually don't take my advice. I didn't realize it could get this bad. Okay. You guys are going to need to try some more.
We just need one epic riff to save the whole episode.
Pause.
And let me be the first to say that I don't believe that ever comes. That's not over the horizon anywhere.
That riff, it was so close. We could feel it.
It was right there. It was on the tip
I almost
of our
just
tongue.
started talking about Bruce Willis again, but we couldn't quite get there.
Yeah.
And we thought, how do we keep this from happening in the future? How do we learn from our mistakes? Well, Sam, have you ever watched us? No. Yeah, me neither. Let's really dive in.
Yeah.
Is what we thought right after this. We've been prepping for this all week. We said, let's just get in. Let's get in there. Let's break it down, get our notebooks out, and figure out what works and what doesn't.
I don't really know if I've gleaned anything from doing this, to be honest.
Yeah. No. We tried. But you know what? We tried.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
and I mainly wrote a bunch of negative things here
Yeah.
that I don't really know how to
Yeah,
build
mine
off
says
of.
sound smarter, look more handsome. Those are my big goals.
It's a lot of things that take almost a complete rewrite of my personality and my
Yeah.
foundations.
Mine requires me to go back to like the character creation screen and do some fiddling there with core personality traits.
We're in too deep.
Yeah. I need to uncheck some skill points in stupid and check them into charisma maybe.
At one point, I wrote self-doubt, and then I looked down at my paper like 15 minutes later and saw that I spelled doubt D-O-U-T.
And then you crossed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said, never mind.
Self-doubt. Like, that's even, like, what was that? How did that even happen? Like, I'm not illiterate. I just somehow wrote doubt like that. And then that just kind of like made it worse.
Yeah.
That made me start spiraling when I saw how I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards I wrote riddled with, like that would somehow fix it. But then I riddled. Riddles. That's funny. Something about learning riddles.
You wrote that? Something about learning riddles?
It like, at one point I just wrote a word, A-N-O-T-H-Y. No, Anthony. Like, I don't know what I was going for. Because then afterwards it just says fun/stupid. I'm not even following a little what I was trying to write there. One point I put Bo Derek. I think I just said her name and wrote that down.
Yeah, you're just getting insights into the process.
This is like, yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like almost like a documentary.
Yeah. And I'm now seeing into our process and I'm not liking it.
Yeah, I wrote judgy and gross.
Yeah.
I don't even remember which one of us I was talking about, or both.
Probably both.
Dry contacts. Okay, well, write that on your fucking calendar. Go call your optometrist or something, you know? Like, we'll figure it out. But what we've done here is taken a 50-minute recording we couldn't use and stretched it into a 2-hour, 40-minute breakdown.
And that's why we're the fucking kings. Yeah.
Boom. And that's how you make content. So write that down.
Take notes, dumbass. Why don't you guys
These are
watch
fake
this?
notes.
Yeah,
We
you
love
guys should
ourselves.
take notes. Yeah, we're
We
fucking,
love how we do it. I wouldn't change the
never
thing.
been done better, I say.
I can't, so I won't.
Yep.
Diode. Cool word. Boom. Write that down.
And
I don't
you
even
got
remember
you
how to take
can't
notes anymore.
you can't fact check us when we go like this is all made up.
Yeah. Even when the future versions of ourselves say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Or did we? Or is it now me that's wrong? I don't know. What are you going to do? Google it? Probably not.
Dude, Alex Jones would still be the king of his empire if he had just said that before making all those insane, outlandish claims.
What are you going to do? Look it up?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I am clinically insane.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Make fun of me for it?
Yeah.
You can't. So, yeah, we basically killed that shit. In-depth analysis complete. Just like another fun idea that we had that totally worked. Audience is going to love it. And now we go record in person and learn.
Yeah.
Psych.
Cut to everybody
Yeah.
leaving the most hateful comments. You reek! Oh my
Hey,
god.
this is Eric. I'm being constructive. Kill yourself. Last straw. Dirtbag. No, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's fun. And I'm sure this won't be confusing for audio listeners.
Yeah.
Because Stalt's going to put in that sound effect.
Yeah. The sound effect is really going to be the key, Stall. You need to make sure to put that in there. And then when we unpause and it starts playing again, it would be nice if you cut to immediately the beginning of the next sentence so that we're not just unpausing it into mid ramble, That's just my take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe if like the future us versions could be like walking through a portal, or something, like some sort of robot on me. I think at the end of this episode, we actually talk about this exact idea, and then we do it, which is kind of full circle, or we can just not get to it.
Yeah.
Let's see how close we can. We can
Play.
probably fast forward a little bit.
We'll
of this.
do that riff
now
on Monday.
Yeah, we'll edit in a riff. Monday we'll record a riff. Don't edit this. This is when our like CGI versions come in,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "What they should have said here."
We can do our Monday riff on GTA RP if you get in. Just cut to us in a house.
I think it would be kind of funny, that idea we've talked about, where it's like in post editing and jokes, like rewatch this episode and then just like pause it and then insert us on Monday being like, now what would have been really funny,
right.
and then we have nothing still. Oh, would have been funny.
We're doing a riff track on our own.
Yeah, riff
episode.
Just to like
We're gonna bump
spice
this
it up
up
to where it's like there's a layer. There's
Yeah.
one layer of like, it's not just a bad episode. Or we could do like serious commentary on it, like riff track, where we're like, I don't really think that one landed. Let's discuss why. It's because nobody likes League of Legends. Nobody gets it. This one sucks because
Our
you
trucker
half-assed
audience
it.
felt like giving us wedgies when we were talking
we
about
talked
League
about
of
League
Legends.
for a
Right
while.
then, you could have compared it more to the open road when you're behind the beast of a 16-wheeler, and they kind of missed that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that works. Okay.
Pause.
Wow, that was
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. This is the most fixed episode I've ever
Man,
heard.
I wish
Holy
I could
shit.
go back in time and tell them that it all worked out.
Yeah.
That was a great idea.
Yeah, future us comes into frame, hugs, past self. It's going to be okay,
And
dude.
then-
You did a good job.
And then here's a tear in the time space where even more future us is like, don't do that. Don't release that episode. Whatever you do. It's the first time you actually get hit for libel.
Yeah. Darkside Phil is not happy.
The audience rejected you. No, I think future us would come and give us a big hug.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, now at your house, we're going to put this episode on the TV.
And watch it. Do riff tracks again.
Oh my God, they thought they were so clever here.
I'm still so like, I'm sorry, every moment I haven't been doing literally this podcast episode.
GTA RP.
I've been living another life. Been living
That's
a completely separate life. I didn't get to it in this episode, but the amount of like pestering I can do is insane. I feel like just by existing within that realm, I get under people's skin. You can piss
Living
people off by
three
just
lives.
by just like walking into a room and just sitting there with that pompadour looking like that. People just get mad.
I bet you eat that shit up.
I
too.
eat it up.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I did.
Put that shit on everything.
Dude, I got this fucking guy so
Oh,
good.
man.
I went to a place called Tequila La, which is a tequila bar, and I heard there's like a gang that operates out of it. So I'm a Weasel News guy. I'm there to get the scoop. I'm not even at the restaurant. I'm across the street in an empty lot, and I'm outside, kind of like behind just by like a dumpster with my camera looking at the back of Tequila La. And this lady goes out on the back porch to like smoke, and she's like keeps looking at her phone, and then she like looks over at me and sees me over there with my camera. And once I was made, I slowly put the camera away and just like RP walked around the corner of the building and disappeared into an alleyway, because I was like, oh shit, like that's a gang, they're probably gonna come fuck me up. And this guy that's like the biggest white knight of all time comes zipping down that alleyway and puts a gun to my head and goes like, he's like, put your fucking hands up, put your hands up. Dude, I just blew into town yesterday. I have no idea how to put my hands up.
Yeah.
I thought maybe hitting F would pull up like a menu, because there's like a menu It turns out it's not F. F made me get onto his motorcycle, and the second I got on there, he shoots me through the back. And he goes, and he takes my camera, and he's like, "Stay the fuck away from Tequila La." You like
the SD card out.
Yeah, yeah. No, he just stole my camera. He's just like, "Stay the fuck away from Tequila La. You like taking pictures of people, you creep." And then I had to call the paramedics. They brought me back to the hospital, and they're like, "What happened?" I was like, "This guy just fucking shot me in the back." Like, how do you say in RP that this guy totally just RDM'd me? Like, he just shot me on sight for what he thought was me perving out.
Got on his motorcycle.
And he did not like that, and so he shot me. Well, so then I'm like, dude, the camera is my very source of income. I am a newsman.
Yeah.
So I show back up. I immediately leave the hospital, walk down the road 20 feet to his Tequila La place again. And I'm like, hey, like I was just outside, kind of leaning up against the wall, kind of waiting for someone to leave so I could ask about it, because I didn't want to go into the lion's den. And, or actually, I might have been like waiting for Dugo to get over there. I think I'd called him. I was like, hey, I need you down here, because 2 people, you can have one that's like a witness, you know?
Yeah.
And before I even, like Dugo or anybody showed up, they just ran out of there. Saw me. I don't know how, like somebody saw me and just mobilized the troops. It was like poking an ant pile, dude. Like people came zipping around corners on their little souped up cars, like tracking me down. I, of course, ran like the Dickens. I got on top of a roof of a building, and they found me, and they dragged me. They knocked me out. They stuffed me in the back of a car, drove me out into the middle of fucking nowhere, and they like shot me in the back again. And so I'm just like incapacitated on the floor, bleeding out, and they steal everything off me. They completely strip my body of everything that I have on me, including my phone, which has, they can go through all my messages. They can go through my Twinsta account. They can go through my emails. And I've been doing like, I'm doing like these fake news articles on like, I was going to do like a fashion piece on, you know, there's like a lot of fat women in GTA that have like their thongs hanging out, that just kind of like walk around, like waddle on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And so I was going to do like a news piece on like whale tails are back ? And like have all these pictures of these fat ladies' asses. And this lady takes my phone, the lady that I initially took the photo of, and she's going through my image gallery. And it's full of just women's fat asses with whale tails. And she's like, what are you, some sort of fucking pervert? Jesus Christ. Because like from their perspective, they're only attacking me because they think I'm just like perving out taking photos of them. And they immediately jump to, this guy's taking photos for sexual reasons, not because we're a criminal organization. And because they were like, what are you taking photos of me? Like, are you some sort of pervert? They go through my phone, pretty much confirm that I'm like a pervert. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm trying to explain my way out of it. They were not having it. They just gunned me down, left me to die. Thankful, if you die, you have to forget them. You know, it's like new life rule.
Oh.
So thankfully, the ambulance showed up out in the middle of nowhere, called for an ambulance, and they fixed me up and everything. And so now, like, I have made it my mission to find out who that guy is that shot me. Like, I want to ruin his life. He pissed me off so bad. So I can't just like look him up in any meaningful, easy way. So I actually had to do like investigative journalism. I knew what he looked like. So I went and I knew he had a like a pimped out customized car. And so I went to mechanic shops and asked like, hey, do you know like a car do you know a guy that owns a car that looks like this? And they were just like, back off. Like half of them are criminals anyways. Again, once I told them I was a reporter, they're like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. So I ended up going to the in-game DMV, and I went to the public records, and I found that the owner of Tequila La is this person named like Thea something. I went to go interview them. They wouldn't give me any information. And I was like, you know what? My last case, like the one thing I can do, I was at a complete dead end, was I just took a photo of the guy's face from our interaction where he had shot me, and I just screen capped it and made like a fake news headline that just has a picture of his face, and it's like, the White Knight of Tequila La, man attacks anybody that isn't woman within vicinity of bar, and I basically called him like a giant pussy and put it on Twinsta. Within 30 seconds, dude, hook, line, and stinker, this guy replies, and goes like, "Do you want to make it 3?" Like threatening to shoot me a third time. His character's name is Wade Wilson.
Oh.
And it's like not ironic enough that like he's not like being ironic, like tough guy. I think he actually thinks he's like a tough guy. Like
he thinks he's a Deadpool.
Yes,
type.
like the way he just drives around his stupid little car and like demands things of people. He's like, I'm a criminal badass, like bad boy.
Yeah.
And well,
it's like the RP stereotype.
It's like the guy that plays D&D and goes like, my character's like the hero of the world and has a badass fire sword. Yeah, so anyways, I'm taking a lot of photos of that guy's girlfriend from across the street. That's going to be my mission for the next week and a half. It's just going to be take
you
as
should
many.
Put her fucking head in a box.
I'm just going to make his life really uncomfortable if I can.
You will. I'm sure you'll find a way.
I'll find a way.
I'm sure it's already making him uncomfortable.
Yeah. What's funny is like everybody I run into, I go, "Hey, do you know anything about Tequila Law and like the gang?" And everybody just goes like, "Dude, you do not want to fuck with them. Like, do not make enemies with those people." And I'm like, I have like a life outside of this.
Yeah.
Like I would, this character can burn to death tomorrow and it wouldn't be a big deal. So,
what if it goes to real life?
Oh shit! Like he tracks me down.
Yeah.
I'll say new life rule. New life rule.
Real gang that plays GTRP. This is for practice.
Yeah. I see them outside my house with a camera.
Same car.
In real life. No, in real life they're journalists.
Yeah.
And I come out and go, "Stop taking pictures of my wife." And I chase him down the road and shoot him in the back, and he lives.
See an article, White Knight of Tallahassee comes out and yells at anyone taking pictures.
"Oh yeah, you want to make it 3, asshole?"
I'd take a third picture.
Oh, now we know who he is online. His name's General Sam. Okay. No!
That'd be funny.
Yeah. I don't know if listening to secondhand RP lore is funny or not, but I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast.
Future us here to tell us if it is or not. So.
Yeah. All right, now cut to a third clip of us going, "It did not hit."
You in a wheelchair. I'd like to take back everything I said about Wade Wilson.
Yeah. And Darkside Phil.
Yeah.
And built
2 eye patches. They're actually very nice. I love Tequila Law for a drink.
No, we actually did. I went in there incognito. I asked Dugo, I was like, "Dugo, you walk in on speakerphone, like FaceTime, and talk to me as if I'm your wife." And so he walks in and he's like, "Oh, honey, Cheryl, this place is great." And I'm like, "Oh, is it nice in there?" and like they can hear me in the bar. He's like, "No, it's like a really cool aesthetic in here. Yeah, you should come on in," because he didn't see the guy that shot me. And I went in there and they actually had great service. Their food was incredible, but they're harboring a man that shot me twice. Okay. And that's not fucking cool. So, as delicious as their
the simple crime of pervetry and Grand Theft Auto.
They seem to think, I've looked this up. I said this before. It's a First Amendment right. Okay. If there's not an expectation of privacy, then you're allowed to have your photo taken out in public. There's nothing against that. Okay. I was well within my First Amendment rights. They seem to think if you take a photo of this guy's girlfriend that he can just shoot me in the back and they're justified. I haven't actually met
punishment doesn't fit the crime.
It doesn't. I've actually met several women that they just because I make them mad, they think they can hit me. Okay, they can hit my character.
I think the equal punishment would be like you strapped to a chair and they take a bunch of flash photos of your eyeballs.
Yeah, that
like they hold your eyes open and then they like
Look at this headline. This is the one I posted today because I kept getting beat up. It's misandry on the rise. The women of the city have repeatedly assaulted Weasel News reporters. "We carry guns now," says Weasel News spokesperson. We did have a gun. Dugo managed to steal one from a construction worker, and we had it for about 20 minutes. And then he was in a taxi cab. And we got pulled over. Sirens were behind us. And I was like, "Hey, dude, this is an unregistered firearm. I'm just going to put it in the glove box." And the cops like pulled us over. As soon as they walk up, I go, "Hey, dude, he was just giving me a ride. I got to get out of here." And they're like, "This not your car?" And I was like, "No, he was just giving me a ride. I don't know him." And they were like, "Okay, later." And then they immediately checked the glove compartment and found the unregistered firearm. And then he went to prison.
What probable cause?
Because it wasn't. Oh,
He's got a gun in there.
No,
hey,
he did. They checked his. They checked his license, and he didn't have a commercial driver's license, and he was driving a commercial vehicle. And so they impounded his car, and when they went to go get in it, they checked the glove compartment, found the registered firearm, and came and tackled him and arrested him. And he was like, "Dude, you are like the biggest piece of shit," because I break the law all the time, and when the cops like confront me, if you talk over them and have like a decent excuse, like you get out of it. I have not gotten in trouble once yet. I've pickpocketed over 100 people. I have stolen so many cars. I'm like I'm evil, pure evil.
Yeah.
And Dugo his specialty seems to be doing the slightest petty crime and getting pinched for it. Like he just started to pickpocket a woman, and a cop he looks over, and there's a full squadron car, and they're like looking at him with binoculars. They're like, "We see you doing it. You're right there." I've pickpocketed people on the front steps of the hospital with a cop looking at me, and they don't say shit.
He's got a hard enough look at him.
Basically, that guy, I want to put my handcuffs on that freak.
That's a gentleman. Look at his hair. Yeah. Well, you want to keep your integrity as a reporter, so you got to update that to say, "We had a gun. We carried a gun once."
Yeah. No, we'll get a new one. I just got to pay for it. Yeah. Everything costs a lot of money, and I don't have a cash flow right now. Turns out being a reporter,
there's no Twitter Blue in it.
No, apparently you don't get paid a whole lot of money to sit there and take photos of some guy's girlfriend from a rooftop.
You should start selling them to scumbags. Like, you like whale tail?
Dude, that'd be awesome if I just start selling photographs of this guy's girlfriend to people. Would be in RP
backside. Upskirt shots, what do you want?
In RP, like in his own world?
Yeah. I got above shot from a second floor. I got under boob from a basement. Foot shots. You can just get every part of her. Probably find some people in his own gang that'd be like,
yeah, why not?
I'll buy a couple. So it's for a good cause. Yeah. So you can buy a gun one day. Okay.
Yeah. But the world in there is ripe, dude. There's a lot to do. You should join. Dugo got in.
Seems fun.
Nobody vouched for him. He got in a couple days.
Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah. I met a guy yesterday that he sells for $500. He's like, I'm a driving instructor. I'll give you a driver's license if you don't have one. And he'll do a full course and everything that he's set up. And then you pay for the driver's license, and then it's fake. Like, it does nothing. He's like,
it's a scam?
Yeah, it's a scam. He's like, yeah, it's fake. He's like, cops don't take them. DMV doesn't recognize it. You can't buy a car without a driver's license. You have to go get it from the DMV. And I'm like, well, what's the point? He's like, I scam people. New players, they come in, I fucking rip them off.
I'd fall right for that. I'd be like, oh, this is how I get a car?
This guy has like shit and blood on his face, and he's like scratches himself. He's like, yeah, I'm a driving instructor. And I'm like, that's awesome. That is the coolest fucking RP job in the world.
Drive around that cone over there, some. I give a shit.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, running scams would be
pretty good.
Feel good.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's our episode. Hope it's good. Hope you liked it. Hope we learned something.
Yeah,
I didn't. And yeah,
next episode will be in person. That's pretty cool.
Hopefully, we got hope for that one too.
I mean, I guess my fucking plane could blow up or something. Thanks, man.
Well, you might get here and be like, "Oh shit, I don't know if we can do it, man," because we do have a tight schedule. We're supposed to stop here for a day, maybe, and we have
a day or two.
Yeah, we have so much catching up to do and such. I don't know if we'll have time. We'll try.
We'll try.
We'll try. Yeah, I'm not gonna
we're gonna give it our best.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make any crazy promises.
Okay, no promises for anything.
Yeah, but
Ever.
he's coming out of here. We're at least going to see
Yeah.
each other. We'll have at least one picture on Twitter of us hugging and going, those are classics. Anyways, later, guys.
Yeah. All right, bye, guys.